Polyester Blend presents Polyester Blend Shuts the Fuck Up.
So I've been seeing a lot of things talking of the people making commentary. Interestingly enough, the ones I've noticed that have been making the commentary are wealthy black people making the commentary about we should not be rioting, we should not be looting, we should not be tearing up our own communities. And then there's been an argument of the other side of we should be hitting them in the pocket. We should be focusing on the blackout days where we don't spend money. But, you know, I feel like we should do both. And I feel like I support both. And I'll tell you why I support both. I support both because when you have a civil unrest like this, there are three types of people in the streets. There are the protesters, there are the rioters, and there are the looters. The protesters are there because they actually care about what is happening in the community. They want to raise their voices, and they are there strictly to protest. You have the rioters who are angry, who are anarchists, who really just want to fuck shit up, and that's what they're going to do regardless. And then you have the looters. And the looters almost exclusively are just there to do that, to loot. Now, people are like, well, what did you gain? Well, what did you get from looting? I think that as long as we're focusing on the what, we're not focusing on the why, and that's my issue with that. As long as we're focusing on what they're doing, we're not focusing on why they're doing. And some people are like, well, those aren't people who are legitimately angry about what's happening. Those are people who just want to get stuff. Okay, well then, let's go with that. Let's say that's what it is. Let's ask ourselves why in this country in 2020, the financial gap between poor blacks and the rest of the world is at such a distance that people feel like their only hope and only opportunity to get some of the things that we flaunt and flash in front of them all the time is to walk through a broken glass window and get it. That they are so hopeless that getting that necklace, getting that TV, getting that change, getting that bed, getting that phone, whatever it is that they're gonna get, is that in that moment when the riots happen and if they present an opportunity of looting, that's their only opportunity to get it. We need to be questioning that why. Why are people that poor? Why are people that broke? Why are people that food insecure, that clothing insecure, that they feel like their only shot, that they are shooting their shot by walking through a broken glass window to get what they need? And then people want to talk about, well, there's plenty of people who pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and got it on their own. Why can't they do that? Let me explain to you something about economics in America. And I'm so glad that as a child, I got an opportunity to spend time at Push where they taught me this, is that we must never forget that economics was the reason that black people were brought to this country. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Do you understand that? That's what we came to do. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Now, if I right now decided that I wanted to play Monopoly with you, and for 400 rounds of playing Monopoly, I didn't allow you to have any money, I didn't allow you to have anything on the board, I didn't allow for you to have anything, and then we played another 50 rounds of Monopoly, and everything that you gained and you earned while you were playing that round of Monopoly was taken from you. That was Tulsa, that was Rosewood. Those are places where we built black economic wealth, where we were self-sufficient, where we owned our stores, where we owned our property, and they burned them to the ground. So that's 450 years. So for 400 rounds of Monopoly, you don't get to play at all. Not only do you not get to play, you have to play on the behalf of the person that you're playing against. You have to play and make money and earn wealth for them, and then you have to turn it over to them. So then for 50 years, you finally get a little bit and you're allowed to play. And every time that they don't like the way that you're playing, or that you're catching up, or that you're doing something to be self-sufficient, they burn your game. They burn your cards. They burn your Monopoly money. And then finally at the release and the onset of that, they allow you to play and they say, okay, now you catch up. Now at this point, the only way you're going to catch up in the game is if the person shares the wealth, correct? But what if every time you share the wealth, then there's psychological warfare against you to say, oh, you're an equal opportunity hire. So if I played 400 rounds of Monopoly with you and I had to play and give you every dime that I made, and then for 50 years, Every time that I played, if you didn't like what I did, you got to burn it like they did in Tulsa and like they did in Rosewood. How can you win? How can you win? You can't win. The game is fixed. So when they say, why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything. We don't own anything. Trevor Noah said it so beautifully last night. There's a social contract that we all have. That if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken. And if the social contract is broken, why the fuck do I give a shit about burning the fucking Football Hall of Fame, about burning a fucking Target? You broke the contract when you killed us in the streets and didn't give a fuck. You broke the contract when for 400 years we played your game and built your wealth. You broke the contract when we built our wealth again on our own, by our bootstraps in Tulsa, and you dropped bombs on us. When we built it in Rosewood and you came in and you slaughtered us. You broke the contract, so fuck your Target. Fuck your Hall of Fame. As far as I'm concerned, they could burn this bitch to the ground. And it still wouldn't be enough. And they are lucky that what black people are looking for is equality and not revenge.
just a nigga until I fill my pockets, and then I miss the nigga. They follow me while shopping. I feel like making riches. They feel like muddy waters. So tell me what's the difference? So tell me what's the difference? My mama was a Christian, crib walking on blue waters, was fading up in Davis, then walking back to Palmer. A fro like you, we partner. Auntie Angie had them choppers. So tell me what's the difference? So tell me what's the difference? I feel like fuck Versace. They raping niggas' pockets, and we don't get acknowledged. Just thank me for the profit. A prophet just like Moses, and Moses look like Shaka. Zulu, my fofo loaded. I'm aiming at Nirvana. My bitch look like Madonna. They staring in katana. Waiter still ain't brought the chopsticks. Should've brought the chopper. Uber driver in the cockpit. Look like Jeffrey Dahmer, but he looking at me crazy when we pull up to the project. See, this weight is on my shoulders. Pray Jehovah lift me up, and my pain is never over. Pills and potions fix me up. I just wanna live it up. Can the motherfucker breathe? Life ain't always what it seems, so please just lift me up, 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 lift me up. We love our neighborhood, so all my brothers bang the hood. I never vote for presidents. The presidents that changed the hood is dead and green. Was standing on this mezzanine and parish friends. Finna spares, cause most my homies never finna get this chance. All these white folks chanting when I asked them where my niggas at. Going crazy, got me going crazy. I can't get with that. Wonder if they know they won't go where we kick it at. Oh, this shit ain't Griffin, though. We really killing, kicking doors. Fight between my conscience and the skin that's on my body. Man, I need to fight the power, but I need that new Ferrari. Man, I breathe and bleed this poppin' street. I shot them guns cause talk is cheap. Bow your head and pray, okay, now walk with me. See, this weight is on my shoulders. Pray Jehovah lift me up, and my pain is never over. Pills and potions fix me up. I just wanna live it up. Can the motherfucker breathe? Life ain't always what it seems, so please just lift me up, 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 lift me up.
Oh! Usually like to do a cover sheet, but totally blew that. No slaughter this week, people, for obvious reasons. We're going to leave slaughter for another day. But speaking of another day, it's another Monday. 3 white men doing a show. We apologize. We understand how much it sucks. But we are here. My name's Ryan Schlegel, my good friend and co-heart in this whole thing. I always say that. I'm saying it wrong. Clayton Scribner!
Hey, what's up? Hey,
I can't help but bring up the energy, by the way. I'm sorry. It's like, it's in my fucking DNA.
Hey.
I know.
I was just thinking who's going to be the first to speak. Wow. You know, I'll ratchet it up as the night goes on, but, you know, we're going to start a little subdued. I was also thinking about all of our many fans out there, like, how many of them are going, well, I thought they were just doing this shit during the pandemic. Like, they're still going. I mean, I know the pandemic's still going. The lockdown, you know. I thought they were going to stop when we're not locked down anymore. I know San Diego's probably a little different, but Utah, you know, we're allowed to leave.
Well, we'll get to that.
You guys back to normal now?
No,
we're not back to normal. I'm just saying.
First of all, we are not back to normal, and even if we,
I didn't mean to insinuate that. I'm sorry.
We get back. Listen, I love this format. I'm home. I've got drinks. I'm hanging out with my good dear friends, and we have the opportunity for more good friends to come over. And then when we're done, I'm home.
Well, it's obvious to me why you like this format more. You're more dominant. It's cool. Whatever. Anyway, so no, that was thank you for producing that beginning, Ryan. That was a fantastic kickoff to what I think was an appropriate beginning to this Polyester Blend edition on 16.
Well done.
Thank you. Ever since last Monday when it was still kind of in a shock moment. And by the way, Ryan Bradford, thank you, my friend.
Oh,
Ryan Bradford.
Oh, hey,
to have you
hey,
here.
everybody.
Polyester Blend.
It's a delight to be here.
Always glad to see your face. I rewatched last Monday's show, and I still have to I have to edit it because it got taken down because of all the dings and bongs and all the different copyrights that we infringe on a weekly basis on the show. And I didn't think we addressed what was going on and we talked about it, but I don't know about you guys, but I think this last week has been a big fucking let's listen to, like, there was a lot of information put out there, rightfully so, and needed to be listened. And it's no longer, it's one of those watershed moments. We keep having them, but we all have to change after last week. And it should have come years ago. I was rewatching the PBS police brutality Frontline, and that was from Ferguson in 2015, 2016, and it's like, I know Ferguson had 2014, but like, again, 5 years later, here we are. So can't go back.
I feel optimistic about the energy around change out there, but I do feel pessimistic that it is a election year, and it's going to be a rough ride, my friend. It's going to be rough, and I don't think it's going to be. I don't think that everyone's listening.
No, and
I think some people are actually using it as a way to do bad things and make and kind of what is it called? Consolidate power.
Oh Jesus!
If you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
So
the scariest option.
The scariness, yes.
So the one where it doesn't go away.
It actually gets worse.
And we have new constitutions, rules of the Constitution passed, like Supreme Leader can last as long as he wants to.
Yeah, that's the nightmare.
That's the nightmare scenario. And,
let's keep hope alive.
And we will. And
please.
To keep hope alive, we've heard from the people, and for the foreseeable future, and maybe we just turn it into we'll have no more excuse once the pandemic is fully over in 15 years. But for the time being, we're giving you an option on Monday night to hang out with your friends. We will put the chat in the Zoom. One day we'll be hanging out in person. I can't wait for that, but it doesn't seem like that's coming anytime soon. I'll get to that in the point of order. And speaking of point of order, it is time for our favorite order. It's time for Point of Order, our weekly spot where we go point of order. Order. What's going on out there? Order. We have a lot to cover. Point of Order is full this week. I'm going to give you, Clay, first up.
Full. You
go first. What is the first point of order?
I stumbled upon this site, man. One thing about the internet is it's great, and then it's also terrible. And I don't want to bring anybody down, but like,
we need to talk about it. But also, wait, by the way, Clay, you put in here Utah Voices, by the way, Utah Voices. Yeah. So I searched Utah Voices. That gets you the choir. Let me share the screen with you, boys. It gets you a choir website of some sort for Utah, like choir voices. Is it just Utah? Oh wow, yeah, that looks fairly harmless. So this is not exactly.
It's also a strange formation.
Yeah, I don't think you were. Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, what is that? Like a M for master voice?
Are they sitting in a Kiva? Were we talking about Kivas last week?
Oh, we nonstop talk about Kivas. You're right. This is in South Davis Junior High. Is their headquarters. I don't know what that is. What I think Clay meant and wanted was this horrific nightmare, which is called the Utah Voice. So this is... explain this, my friend.
God. Well, it's as far as I can tell, it's this like... It's this blog by a guy who's like a multi-level marketing like guru who also fancies himself as a political player in Utah.
Oh, I'll get to his about page in a second because I definitely had his
literally
about us.
as far as I can tell, there's also there's some interesting. Like,
By the way,
Captain
this
Morona
article
shirts.
couldn't be categorized. It's uncategorized, and it's just Spencer Cox's deal with the devil. So
If you're any sort of guru, you know how to categorize that shit. Come
Like,
on.
yeah, come on.
This guy literally, like, if you scroll through the first of all,
Well, look at this one right here, Clay. The University of Utah is the again uncategorized. I could put this under college or batshit crazy. Would be the categories I put it under. Is the University of Utah a good taxpayer investment? And listen,
Look.
I could say safely the Polyester Blend is 100% created by the University of Utah. All three of us have went
it's
to
true.
the U of
Thank
U.
you.
So maybe he's
So
got a
I guess
point.
it's up for debate. No, but as far as I could tell, this man vehemently hates anything and everything that isn't Donald Trump or Greg Hughes. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. Everything else is garbage. 100%. Well, he was down with the Kaysville mayor, but like, he especially does not like the mayor of Salt Lake City or the mayor of Salt Lake County.
And he hates
yeah,
KSL. Look at this right here. KSL.com promotes Mendenhall's stage anti-police rally.
Yeah, I mean when KSL is the flaming liberal blog of Utah or
Holy
liberal outlet of
shit.
Utah, I mean literally it's no holds barred for anything that isn't Greg Hughes or Donald Trump, and only the top three guys in the Mormon Church. That's it. Everything else is garbage.
And we have a governor race going on, Ryan Bradford in Utah, and lots of players. Spencer Cox, our former governor, John Huntsman Jr. But then there's Greg Hughes, the Pittsburgh Pitbull. I don't know what's his nickname.
Pittsburgh amateur
Pittsburgh
boxing.
piece of shit. Met him in person. We've talked about him numerous
Hey!
times. But he had this beautiful graphic. We had this beautiful graphic that was up on, I think it showed up on Twitter, and it was like, which of the governors believe in climate change? And to their credit, every single Republican Utah governor choice said they believe in climate change, except one good friend of ours, Greg Hughes. So we know where we're at. To see him be the only one. And also, really quickly, before people are like, why would you give this guy a platform to, the Utah Voice, all that. I think it's important for you to know if somebody brings up, I read this on the Utah Voice, be aware this is out here in a thing. So it's a
Right.
public service. Point of order. Order, this man.
Well,
By the way,
you said you were going to unmask him. You said we were going to get behind the curtain. Like, that's the whole point of this whole thing is when you see this and you're like, okay, who is this man?
So Clay,
M.A.
look on his about page. Again, uncategorized. Nothing is
Okay,
categorized.
can I just talk about that title?
Look how
real
many
quick?
gurus he is. Life coach. Oh wait, marketing guru, sales guru.
Yes.
Ah,
He's
Can,
the
I,
owner
can, I,
of
can
a-
I just start
Go,
with?
Clay,
Can we start
go.
with the title here? Who is Paul A. Drockton? M.A.
M.A.?
Anyway, yes, it keeps going from there.
It gets just better and better. Married for over 30 years. Big point. I love that. Big-hearted Christian and scripture expert. Got to get him that
Period.
knowledge.
That's the only bullet point. It really
Only
is
one
annoying
has
when
a
someone does a
period,
list.
right.
The only one that has a period.
He's got nutrition and fitness expert on there. He's helped thousands better their lives. Can we get count on that? Helped thousands. Marketing guru, sales guru. Here's the best part, though. Here's the
more.
truly.
Yeah. 20.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Here's the best part. Look at this part right here, Clay. Can you see this? Read this.
Best is yet to come, ladies.
Yeah. Read that part, Clay.
Oh, he's available for $195 for 30 minutes based on his availability.
He could be busy, but for $195, 30 minutes, you get this guy one-on-one. All right, I think we should.
Guys-
I'll pay it.
Guys, I have at least $60 because I want to learn more. I want to tell me about your 21. Like
Look,
bullet
I
point
think we
21.
should do this, guys. I'm ready
More.
to double down. I'm going to contact Paul Drockton. I will
Right.
put in 1/3 of the price.
I will
He's coming
too.
on here and giving us 30 minutes.
Absolutely. But by the way, purpose of consult, like I pay you $195. I gotta lay it out. You gotta approve what I'm gonna fucking talk. We'll talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, Paul. It's $195, asshole. Fucking. Oh, by the way,
he's
60
coming
minutes weekly. So 195 plus 195, barely under $400. You could get him weekly. $400.
The peasants are at the gate beating it down, trying to get access to
Great
this guy right
choice, Clayton Scribner, the
Thank
voice,
you.
the Utah Voice, fantastic, really disgusting, awful.
now. Can I just say the internet, like I said, the internet giveth and it taketh away, my friends.
It's disgusting. It is the worst. Really quickly, point of order. Did we lose our last great treasure hunt? I brought this up in the group chat. Clay, Bradford, are you familiar with Forrest Fenn and his the big treasure hunt. Are you familiar with this?
I know nothing about this.
You guys don't know
no
anything
idea.
about. Oh man, I wish we could get Jim. Anyone who wants to come in and talk about this, I'm all fucking for it. Forrest Fenn, he is a prolific writer, a big man of the West. He's very old. He's on death's door. Okay, he is out the door very soon. But years ago, he set up this treasure hunt that some of our friends, Jim Faulkner being one of them, Pat Munger, they all wanted to try to find his treasure. And what he did is he hid, according to him, $1 million to $2 million worth of art in the Rocky Mountains somewhere, and he laid out a poem. He had a poem that he said that the poem would lead you to the treasure, and this was a decade ago. And over the weekend, a guy from the East Coast who does not want his name divulged because smart man, just got $1 million, doesn't need any of that action going on. He said he found it, put a photo up on it, and Forrest Fenn said, "Yep, you found it. It's over." So the last great treasure hunt is over.
What was that poem? I want to know.
You should read it.
Was it like, just go to the top of King's Peak?
Me toilet ye seek when you want to find buried treasure, ye Browns.
What treasure ye seek? Go to King's Peak.
Oh, we got a little bit more deep cover.
Yeah, a little bit more challenging than that. Even though for me, I'd be like, "What does it all mean? I can't figure it out. I'm very dumb."
These point of orders are giving me great ideas for content. We should
Oh my
start
God!
our Salt Lake City treasure hunt.
Yes!
And put it out there for the listeners.
Shit!
I don't know. It's not going to be rare jewels and precious works of art. We'll
It's
figure
that
out.
Corn album.
Oh,
Did you get the
it's going
Corn
to be
album?
Corn! Follow the leader.
Did you follow the leader out, Clay?
No, follow the leader is still here.
Oh
we
shit!
can still
We
use
gotta
that as a
hide
good
it.
The clue is in the title of the album.
Oh yeah.
Is there a bar called Leader
Oh my
or
God.
something equivalent?
We're hiding the corn record
We
somewhere
are
in Salt
doing
Lake
this
City.
treasure hunt because of fucking Clay. This is content, okay? This is why the Polyester Blend is streaming constantly below 10 people every week because of this good shit, okay?
I think my
That's
trip
brilliant.
out to the desert.
This is your big mo. This is what they're gonna remember you for, Clayton Scribner. Is
Thank you,
thinking of
thank
that. Anyway, point of order. Fuck it. That was the greatest thing ever over on that one. The last point of order. I just want to bring point of order up. Wait. That's for hold on. I gotta have myself on that one. Just this. Utah up 256 cases on Monday. Maybe we went. Speaking of Penn, this is why I wanted to bring this earlier. You talked about the pandemic being over. It's like we're going right back to it.
I did. That was a Freudian slip. I did not mean to say that.
This
I didn't. I said the lockdown was over. Let's get this straight.
Bradford, basically ever since Memorial Day, especially in the last week, just fucking numbers going through the roof. There was a whole meat factory in Logan. 100 plus employees. Clay, did you see that? They all fucking tested positive.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Bradford, we went to yellow for most of the state. Salt Lake City's remained in orange. We're still in orange. They were talking about going to fucking green. And the governor finally said, "Oh, this looks pretty bad. We should stay in yellow." It's all like in orange.
We're talking about opening bars up on Friday in San Diego. Are bars open in Utah?
Yes, that's why we got these. I mean, it's been like 2 weeks, right, Clay?
Yeah, to 3 weeks, something like that. I mean, as someone who works in the response to this, it's like, you watch it and you just rely on your leaders to give out good health orders and you help, implement them and yada yada,
Wait, health orders?
Health orders. I will just say, Clay, I point blank asked a Salt Lake County Health Department official. I was like, we should be. What is your smart scientist director thing? And she basically said that he thinks that we should all be inside for as long as possible. No one should be outside as of yet.
Right.
I mean, it's so sad how politicized this entire thing's become. Because we shouldn't be out there. And I completely sympathetic to the businesses, of course. Order! Before you get all upset that I think, of course this is fucking complicated. This is awful, but we want everybody safe. All right, everybody. That is
heavy
point
subject.
of
We're
order.
just heavy subject
We're
after heavy
We're
subject.
Polyester Blend. We don't give a shit. We'll talk about the real
We need to get back to
shit.
treasure hunts. Let's get back to treasure.
All right,
hunts.
wait. I can make it a little bit of a goofy. Just let's relax a little bit. All right, we got a little comedy in there. We can move on to the next thing. KRCL, of course. KRCL, always fucking pay and go donate. Go to KRCL. They're one of the greatest leaders, especially right now with needing multi voices to be heard. I mean, they've been doing it for fucking years, decades. They've been on the top of this. So go to KRCL, listen to the radio station, donate, be a part of what they're doing. We got to start there. We love them. Pay homage every week. Now it's time for Paid Sponsor of the Week. Paid Sponsor of the Week. Clay, what do you got this week for Pay Sponsor of
Man,
the
I gotta
week?
tell you, this is a great, like a phoenix rising from the ashes story. If you to bring up the link here,
I got it right here.
I went down to the San Rafael Swell this weekend.
Fuck yeah, boy.
I was biking around on my bike, and
That
on
makes
my way
sense.
home, I was biking on my bike, going from drainage to drainage, hiking around with my dog, and lo and behold, went through the town of Wellington, which is a suburb of the metropolis.
Very
of
familiar.
Christ.
The Cowboy
Utah.
Diner, the Cowboy Grub.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? That's right there.
Yeah, and don't remember in the 50 and the 6.
Oh, yeah. I've got
The 50
many
and the 6
cocktails
diner.
at that place.
Yes. Well, Los Hilbertos,
Oh, no. Los Herbatos.
which couple years ago, I think it happened in 2019 or the 18, was hit by a semi truck.
Oh,
And
shit.
absolutely leveled. There's a picture that.
Yeah, I've got it right here. Just
Luckily,
demolish
no one was
this thing.
hurt. Yeah.
Holy
well,
shit.
It's back open, baby.
What?
And I went there for lunch today, and let me tell you.
Better than ever?
Yeah. So.
Man, how fast did a truck have to be going to knock an entire building over?
Uh-oh.
Big shout out to if you're in
We're going to stop sharing the screen. We're losing connection here. Sorry, boys.
decision when you're driving through that area, right? Carbon County. You want something good. You
Want something bad. Clay, are you there? Are you sorry? We're cutting out a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. Oh.
Sorry, my friend.
okay. So sorry.
But yeah, it's
Did you get my very aggressive pitch about Albertos?
no. We got all of it except to the very end. There, we're just blowing up. We got so much going on here.
I ate it for lunch. It was really good.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
I got a what is it called? Adabada?
Again, three white guys really taking care of business like we always do every week, being very smart on the very progressive on how well we could represent different backgrounds.
Muy bueno, Clay. Muy bueno.
It was a plate.
By the way, did you feel sympathy for the truck driver? Because like as you were excited to go eat there, did you kind of turn the wheel like, whoops, like maybe the truck driver just wanted that food and just made a little bit of a slip up?
I don't know what the story was behind that, but luckily, like I said, no one was hurt.
Thank God.
The restaurant got leveled. But,
yeah.
You know,
God. Well, people,
happy to see a return to glory story today.
So are you by the way, because the segment's called Paid Sponsor, are you paying for a sponsorship for them because you love them so much?
Told them I would give them love today on the Polyester Blend radio program, and they gave me free plate.
It's all
free
the
plate.
different people.
Free plate.
All the different people.
Not the free plate.
When you're in Wellington, which I believe is in Carbon County seat price. I'll play that game again. I'm so mad last week. I fucked up.
Failed so hard.
It was my one moment. I know all of these
What's the county
counties.
seat? What's the county seat of Emery?
Emery County? Fucking Castledale. Do it.
Okay,
I'm
so
fucking
you
there
got
all
that
day.
one.
I'm there all day. Okay? I
Except
fucked
for
up one.
that one you messed up
I
on.
had 15,000 cocktails, and all of a sudden I'm supposed to remember everything. Come on now. Let's get real.
You were the one who was being aggressive about getting it right.
damn
I was
it,
just sitting back and watching you get it wrong, dude. No big deal.
Shit. Fucked it up. All right. Well, that's paid sponsorship of the week, and this is a big moment. This is what we all.
Thanks for the free plate.
Oh, that's so nice.
They really gave you a free plate?
No.
Oh.
We're
Well,
doing.
Hey, I'm on
should
some
go-
radio show.
Listen, Bradford, we're weaving in and out of reality. Okay, that's what we do in the Polyester Blend. Some things are real, some things are wrong. Okay, we're just.
I say we keep crashing trucks into them until they give us a free plate.
You've heard. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Bradford,
Just-
it's a hard edge,
Whoa.
my friend.
I mean, as a guy who likes free plates for publicity,
You.
why not?
Okay, Bradford, you are the first one. Watch out, El Herberto's Ryan Bradford from San Diego's coming by.
Just kidding, guys.
He's coming.
But
Speaking of getting into his corner, because if you don't get into his corner, it is time. And Bradford, I promised you this. It is time for Ryan Bradford's hit segment, Ryan's Comic Corner, where he goes over. By the way, this is the original. This is what the Looney Tunes based all those assembly line scenes off of. Raymond Scott's Powerhouse.
Raymond Scott.
Yeah.
Of course, a guy named Raymond Scott would
Raymond Scott.
write a song called Powerhouse.
It is time for... Oh, I got to share the screen again with you boys. It's time for Ryan's Comic Corner, the hit segment where he goes over his favorite comic of the week. First up, you take it, Ryan. You have to go through it with everybody. What do we got?
All right. So we have never talked about the soap comics.
God, I love Mary Worth
days. And I never read any of these soap comics when I was young, when I was a young wee lad.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I read the comics every day, I still don't understand it. So
don't you have to follow like a lot of them?
But I am fascinated because it's like watching 2 seconds of a movie every day.
Whoa.
And
what a format.
You just blew my mind, dude.
It takes excuse me. It takes 2 people to write
COVID.
This one.
He's got the cove. No, go ahead. Sorry.
So I have no idea what's going on. In the first panel, it sets it up. After Saul Winter agrees to take in a distant relative for the summer, ... And you see an old man talking to a dog.
But his eye, I don't like his eye line, but go ahead.
Yeah, same. He's looking over the dog, but of course he's old, so
glaucoma. I hear it. Get some weed, bro.
Get a script, buddy. So the old man says, Lyle said, it's just for a few months. Matt is no trouble at all. Just do this one favor.
Okay.
And then next panel, big old drawing of a dog, very detailed.
Maybe my favorite of the actual artistic so far.
Greta, I hope I didn't agree to something I'll regret later. And the dog's looking real sad, like, am I the mistake here? I think that's what we're trying to believe, right?
Sure.
I mean, without a lot of context, it's hard to know what's going on.
Wow.
But Schlegel mentioned, the art in Mary Worth is outstanding.
Beautiful. The bow tie on the wiener dog.
Karen and June really bring it home.
Yeah. This is a team. Finally, we have 2 women, right? First time. And by the way, even I don't know what the fuck is going on. Big upgrade since every fucking comic we've done so far. This is the best one so far.
I know, and we don't even know what's going on.
We're not mad. Every week we do this segment, I get pissed off, and now I'm not even mad.
Let me give you a little fact about Mary Worth.
Oh shit, Clay! Don't even fucking. You are on fire tonight, buddy.
It's been around 82 years.
No,
they're on the fourth author and 6th illustrator. So this movie has been going on for 82 years.
And I can't tell if that is the worst way to tell a story or the best. I
want to know if this has been a linear plot line. Like, has it ever repeated? That's amazing.
Like, I feel like probably maybe 20 years ago, people such as myself would have grown tired of it. But now that people's attention spans are so little, and they want to consume as little snippets of things as they want. Like, is Mary Worth and such soap comics like this, is this the best way to do it now? I don't know.
And is Mary Worth 82 years old? That's the question.
Well, she's worth every penny.
Aged.
She's worth every penny.
Wait, are you saying are you saying the first Mary Worth was her as a baby?
Oh my god.
Yes, it was the birth of Worth.
And now all she does is eat Werthers. All right, everybody. Anything else that I can only do so many puns off
and the
of
dog's wearing a bow tie. It's really adorable.
The bow tie really sells it for me. I appreciate the old man. The dog couldn't be better. Best comic so far.
That was worth it, guys. That was worth it.
But this is a rare. This is a rare for Ryan's comic. Oh, boy. This is time for. This is the first ever. I mean, it's like getting really abstract now. Ryan's Comic Corner, which used to be just comics, now we're dealing with comics online. Can you explain what's going on here?
All right, so I'm sure everybody is familiar with Dilbert, that rapscallion office humor comic that's been around for 100 years, probably longer than Mary Worth.
It's been around even since the turn of the last century.
Right.
And also, weirdly, Office is based off of it? What's that whole connection? I don't understand that. You know how they always say that? Like Dilbert shows up
Dilbert
in Office
is,
Space,
like,
Office
based
Space,
on
Office Space.
Just
Office
the
Space.
character of the guy that burns it down. is
Misty Blue.
Wait, no, I thought that was
Office Space.
That was a Mike Judge comic before it was the movie.
I don't know. There's some weird connection. No one cares, but keep going. Keep
Whatever.
going.
Jeremy Matthews, if he's still alive, can come down here and get us.
Come
right.
down here. Get down and get
Yeah.
down here. Get down here. Go ahead, Bradford.
Right,
Go
so-
ahead.
And so within the last few years, probably, the author of Dilbert has exposed himself to be an asshole, really, and kind of a sympathizer with Proud Boys and the alt-right, and I really can't understand why newspapers still carry his stuff because of all his repugnant viewpoints.
Yeah, he's
but,
a nut job.
He is insane. And so these were a series, three tweets by Scott Adams, author of Dilbert, about the protests that went on within the last 2 weeks. So the first one is Scott Adams. I'm willing to bet 90% of the protesters have seen Joker.
90%.
It is
He
so
did a poll,
powerful.
dude. It's not. He did a poll.
90%. Okay, sorry, that's just ridiculous.
Well, as you'll read on in these tweets,
Yes.
you'll understand how he probably
Settle in for the
came-
series of Scott Adam hot takes. It starts out with a whopper. Okay,
This
go
is
ahead.
30
willing to bet
tweets.
90%.
Ryan's going to read us 30 tweets. Here we go.
a
Go.
30 tweet thread. This I'm gonna forward this with this tweet. I'm willing to bet 90% of all protesters have seen Joker. It is so powerful and well made that it bounces around in your brain and burrows in, forming a dominant go-to pattern for your thinking. Next tweet.
Oh, it's already upset.
Can one movie nudge a person into violence and anarchy? A bad movie can't. Even a good movie can't do that. But Joker can. That movie is next level, persuasion-wise.
Oh my God. Okay.
and
Next
then
tweet.
the final tweet in this thread. I don't blame movies for how people act because we can't have a social system that absolves people of responsibility. That's my legal and philosophical opinion.
Fuck off.
The trained persuader in me assumed reality would imitate the movie as soon as I saw it.
Oh,
So there we have Scott Adams.
that's my
blaming
legal
protesters on
and philosophical opinion. Like,
Also, trained persuader. Fuck that guy. Fuck him so hard.
also,
What's he
fuck
drinking?
you for what? Are you drinking
That's-
your little cup of coffee, piece of shit? Why is that your photo? Who gives a fuck if you're drinking coffee? I hate you. Drinking that Kool-Aid. Go ahead, play. What do you got?
That's some of the most ridiculous things That's the most ridiculous hot takes I've read
Yeah.
so far. Joker caused this, folks.
90%.
Joker.
He's under the perception that Joker created protesting.
Okay, the end of the last sentence. Well, I guess it's almost. But this first tweet, it is so powerful and well made. I mean, he just did the king of comedy again. He just took Martin Scorsese's movie from the early '80s. You ever see that movie? That's why it has De Niro in it. It's a complete Anyway, it's so powerful and well made. Again, cool. You got some stairs. First, and by the way, Gary Glitter. What the fuck? Well made. He puts in rock and roll. What part 2? Gary Glitter, and he fucking slows down the Joker. Get out of here with that bullshit. Well made. It bounces around in your brain and burrows in, forming a dominant go-to pattern for your thinking.
I'm thinking someone protests a little too much. Like maybe he's
That's-
the one with the Joker thinking.
That's exactly what I'm
Obviously.
saying. Obviously. And I got to be watching Dilbert more because maybe Dilbert just starts dressing like the Joker, dancing down some stairs.
First of all, let's at him and be like, "I'll take your bet."
I was
Let's
just
do a
going to
poll.
say, I want that action.
I want that
that
money.
action. I'm willing to bet
Easy
90%.
money.
What are you betting? Want to give me the odds? I'll fucking take it. I know you're wrong. You suck. Bradford, very good. Gets the fucking blood. Gets my blood going. I feel so good. It's like a workout, but just in my seat. This has been Ryan's Comic Corner, one of the greatest segments we have. I'm going to be putting the Zoom link in the chat. We are almost at the first full hour. It's a full hour.
Wow.
We are going to we're moving into top music of 2009. And like last week,
Hold on, we had a comment in the chat real quick about Joker.
Uh-huh.
Tim Roberts says he watched Joker for the first time last night, and it made him sad. He saw it after the riots.
Let's unpack that thing. Did it take over? Is it a dominant way of thinking now? Is it a pattern for dominant
it's burrowed
thinking?
in, and it's a dominant.
I mean, but it didn't make him understand the protests more.
Yeah. Does he have a clear vision of why this is all happening? Come on,
Talk
Tim.
about ridiculous. Sorry.
We are doing 2009. It is the best of, just like last week, and I found this very difficult. I know 2009 was. It wasn't the songs that mean the like 2007 was like the songs that meant the most to me still to this day. But 2009, I've had a lot of great songs I fucking loved. I love these songs. Anyone else? How do you guys feel about it? No, you didn't like them at all.
I thought it was kind of a bummer year. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh shit.
No, it's good. No, I mean, there's good stuff on there, and there's stuff that I think we discussed pre-show. There's albums on there. You're like, yeah.
Oh yeah. I want to talk about these things. So we're going to do 3 songs. I'm going to put the Zoom link in the chat. Feel free to join in. We want to hear your voices. Come on in. If you got ideas for what you want to talk about for 2009, if you have other things we might talk about the relic later on. Probably not, but we will do so many things. We just want to chat with you, our friends. We're here for another hour and 11 minutes. It's Polyester Blend. The first song, my number 5. We're going in order. We ranked them. My number 5. This is a very obscure song, and I personally love it a lot. I found it. It's a New Zealand group. I don't even know if they're around anymore. It's a band called, Parallel Dance Ensemble. The song is Turtle Pizza Cadillac.
I've heard you play this song before.
I love this song. First song in a 3-song set. Top 5 favorite songs of 2009. Polyester Blend coming back. We love you. I'm going to put the Zoom link in the chat if you want to join in. Music, Polyester Blend 2009. We love you all so much. Thanks for being here. We'll be back after 3 songs.
Cast a shadow on this world. blessing and I was a curse. I did my best not to make things worse for you. That isn't true. I always knew this would be our fate. This is what happens when we separate. This happens all dead weight. Eventually, we may as well be made of stone. We can't be fun. One wing will never fly. Neither yours nor mine. I feel we can only wave goodbye. One wing will never ever fly. Neither yours nor mine. One wing will never ever fly. Dear, neither yours nor mine. I feel we can only wave goodbye. One wing will never ever fly. Dear, neither yours nor mine. I feel we can only wave goodbye.
No longer what you ask. Strange steps, heels turn black. The cinders, they light the path. And these strange steps take us back, take us back. Flow sweetly, hang heavy. You suddenly complete me. You suddenly complete me. Flow sweetly, hang heavy. You suddenly complete me. You suddenly complete me. No wonder, other half. Strange steps, heels turn black. The cinders, they splinter and light the path. And these strange steps
Tim loves jumping in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It's hysteric. Hold on. You'll just chill out. Just chill out for 1 second, Tim. Just chill out.
You guys enjoy watching me coding websites for the casino?
All right. Tim, just chill out for 5. Let me introduce you, all right? Come on. We got the dramaticness to all this. All right. We are back. That was a 3
It's an order of operations.
That was a 3-song set. Our top 5 songs of 2009. I started it off with Parallel Dance Ensemble, Turtle Pizza Cadillac from New Zealand. I hope they're still out there. I found that. I think I played it at DJ Tanner Bradford. Do you remember that song at all?
No, that did not ring any bells.
Well, shit. It's a great song.
I liked it though. It was a great song.
It's a dancey
You've played
song.
it. You've played it on the blend before, and I have enjoyed its appearance.
Top 5. One of my top 5 songs of that year. Clay, what did you play?
One Wing by Wilco, which is pretty much one of my favorite Wilco songs. Interesting. I mean, I felt like that Wilco the album.
I slept on that album.
Yeah, a lot of people did. That's what I was saying. It was not a big album amongst my friends, and a lot of people I think had some Wilco fatigue at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe that, but like, I just felt like people shrugged their shoulders a little bit on that record. But that song is, I think, one of my favorite Wilco songs. For many reasons, the music, the lyrics are just some of Tweedy's best, in my opinion.
Tweedy, man, he's fucking. You look at that guy's career. I mean, the last solo album, the last Wilco album. I hear there's another Wilco album coming out. Come on, man, you guys, it's top level right there. But top level. Speaking of top level, there's a guy, and if you see a drone in the air somewhere, if you see,
wait, we're gonna talk about Bradford's pick, man. Yes.
Oh, I'm done with that. We don't need to worry. No, Bradford, what do you want to say? Sorry, I was so excited about this introduction. Go ahead, Bradford. Go ahead.
It's Blitz by Yes. I think it's their best album.
That was the like the zenith of the career, correct? I mean,
yeah, I think so. I mean, I've liked every Yes album. Yeah. I don't think they've done wrong. Yeah. But I feel like that was just such a culmination of what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that song "Hysteric" is just so good.
They're a band that I loved, and then in the last decade, I've somehow loved more. Does that I don't know? I loved them that decade ago, but my respect for them, they just had such a complete catalog. They just really had solid records. You know?
Yeah.
Can't say that for a band that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But speaking of solid catalogs, I'm trying to segue. I'm trying to really hard segue. He may not even be paying attention. He may not even give a fuck. But he's our good friend. Tim Roberts is here. First ever. Right? On Polyester Blend? I don't think you've been on
here. To show me. He's literally getting blown back by your words.
I didn't realize I was going to be on the show.
Yeah, you're on, buddy.
You said we put
this in the Zoom.
This is the Zoom, dude.
I should have come up with some kind of cool alter ego like Will Bacon.
No, you don't need to worry about it. There's only one Will
Bacon. You can just keep it real, Tim.
By the way, Will Bacon, if you're out there, where are you, you fucking coward? Where the fuck are you? Show up or shut up forever. You're going to be banned from the show for life if you don't show up again.
If you don't come on the show, we're going to ban you from the show.
We only have so much leverage here, Clay. And you got to pretend.
I thought Tim came to set the record straight about his Joker movie.
Go ahead,
I was like, damn, I must have said something wrong. He's on the show.
What's up, Tim?
Yeah, we watched that last night. I'd never seen it.
Sucks, right? It's a big shit pile, right?
It made me. It was like, okay, here's like a white dude who's got a little butt hurt and decided he's gonna start murdering people. So kind of.
Oh wait, it didn't make you want to go out and loot a Sears or anything?
I was worried about the effect it was going to have on my 14-year-old son.
Oh my God!
The pandemic has basically turned him into an internet troll anyway. So,
wow.
It's a weird time to be a teenager.
So you were probably the 10% that Scott Adams was not affected by Joker.
I was affected, but not. I thought about rioting for a little bit. It crossed my mind.
Oh my God!
You had to get out of your chair and out of your house, and trust me, oh boy.
I don't want to get the COVID. It's some riot.
I want people in the streets. I want change for everything, but please wear a mask. That's all I want.
We're about 1 week out from the beginning of the protests. So we
Showing
got
up on the test.
Another week, we should see a big jump in COVID cases.
Oh, let's hope not.
Price of doing change. Speaking of
Tim bringing the good news. To the
Tim,
radio
always
program.
thank you
That's
so much, Tim. You've really been enlightened the show. You've made it smarter and better. And I think it's because you saw the Joker. Your brain is working at 100%. That's what that beautiful movie does. It really shows how to be a better human. Let's get on.
Keep up the good work, guys.
Tim, hang
Thanks,
out,
man.
join, stay, whatever you want to do. We're going to go on to our next because we need to get through some music. Should we do, Clay, we were kind of texting about this. I know, Bradford, I'm going to do what you want, but should we skip 4 and go to 3?
Yeah, but I'll make my 3 my 4. So I'm just gonna. I'll play that Jay Retard song. You know, he's last. I think it's his last LP.
Well, why don't we all just play our? Why don't we just all play our 4 and then maybe we'll skip 3 because I think we all want to play 4. But let's do
interesting psychology there. That we all wanted
because
to play
I got to
for.
text Bradford one of
You could say that's anarchy. Joker anarchy.
90% of these our decisions are made because I saw the Joker. That's just where I'm at. Okay, personally.
That's the reason I'm on this show because
absolutely.
Jokers.
No, Tim's
So
out.
this
Tim
is-
just full left.
Oh,
Bye,
he's
Tim.
just out. He's
Love
like,
you, Tim.
I've had enough of you people. My pick's Jay Retard. It's his last record.
Fuck yeah.
You know, always brought the heat. So I'm just gonna the album kickoff song. It ain't gonna save me off his last album. Watch Me Fall.
You play that first? I'll
Hell
do an
yeah.
audible. Do an audible. You go first, Clay. Play it right now. I fucking love
Oh
this
shoot!
record.
I thought I was
No,
first.
you're fine.
Oh, because I was first on 4. But
Yeah.
not, okay, right.
Go
Okay, that
go.
makes sense.
That is a great fucking song. Play it right now.
right, y'all.
R.I.P. Jay Retard.
2009.
I've seen him live. When he was alive. We miss him. The man produced some of the best. Clay, press play. Press play.
Yo, got it. Here we go.
We will be back.
Polyester Blend radio program.
3 more songs. Think about 2009. We're going to talk Relic. We're going to have the Limp Bizkit crew. We'll be back. 3 songs. We'll be
We're
back.
gonna talk Relic.
We got to
We're gonna
talk Relic here tonight.
Cause I don't really
something that I didn't know that I wanted to hear. There was nothing that I could do to save you. The choir's gonna sing and this thing is gonna kill you. Something in my throat made my next word shake, and something in the wires made the light bulbs break. There was glass inside my feet and raining down from the ceiling. You open up the scars that had just finished healing. You tore apart the canyon running down your feet. Now I thought that it was beautiful, it made me a believer. And as it opened, I could hear you howling from your room. But I hid out in the hall until the hurricane blew. When I reappeared and tried to give you something for the heat, kind of hating me again and just saying you're a friend. Had a new dream, it was more like a nightmare. You're just a little kid and they cut your hair. Then they stuck you in the sheets, you came so close to dying. They should have listened, they thought that you were lying. Daddy was an asshole, he fucked you up. There'll be gears in your head, now he greases them up. And no one paid attention when you just stopped eating. 87 pounds and this all bears repeating. Tell me when you think that we became someone happy. Wearing silver rings with nobody laughing. When we moved here together, we were so disappointed. Sleeping out of tune with our dreams disjointed. It killed me to see you getting always rejected. But I didn't mind the things you threw, the bones all deflected. I didn't mind you blaming me for your mistakes. I just held you in the doorframe through all of the earthquakes. When you packed up the clothes in that bag every night, I would try to grab your ankles, what a pitiful sight. But after over a year, I stopped trying to stop you from stomping out that door, coming back like you always do. But no one's gonna fix it for us, no one can. You say that no one's gonna listen, no one understands. And so there's no open doors, there's no way to get through. There's no other witnesses, just us two. There's two people living in one small room. Number two have families staring at you. Two ways to tell the story, no one worries. Two silver rings on our fingers in a hurry. Two people talking inside your brain. Two people believing that I'm the one to blame. Two different voices coming out of your mouth while
Song is 2. It is Ryan Bradford's number 4 choice. I got to let these boys back in so they can talk and have a great conversation about music here tonight on our top 2009 tracks. I'm so glad everyone is lively in the chat. We got to cut that Pokemon Go shit out, though. That is nerd culture, and we do not. We throw you in the toilet. We give you wet willies and swirlies. That's what we do.
And then we consult Joker to see if we did it correct.
Your ability to unilaterally mute my microphone is very disturbing to me.
I always try. That's what I do, my friend. Ryan Bradford.
Because there's always this lag. I say all these ingenious things when we come into the segment.
Also,
it's always the first joke is always flat.
Sounds like the excuse.
Said to no one but myself, my dog. That's it.
Sounds like the excuse of a man who said some flat jokes, and he's like, "Oh, you just couldn't hear it. You couldn't hear these jokes. They're great. Oh,
the mic's off.
The mic.
Having trouble with the mic.
I'm just a white dude wearing a shirt that says Beer Hunter, man.
Hell yeah.
That's all. All right.
Ryan Bradford, the Antlers.
True confession time.
What did they mean to you? Why'd you pick that song?
Oh, the Antlers, man. That's
you've never listened to it before, right?
I've never heard that song before. Oh yeah, antlers. Deer have antlers. Deer are great.
I have antlers on my shirt.
Bradford, you could have just this entire run of shows. You could have just searched best music of the year and put it up on your list. Like, oh yeah,
the whole time.
I like this.
I searched best music of the Deer.
Yeah,
Deer's favorite band being the Antlers.
It's like Brian Kubar. She's like, oh shit, I've only been listening to music that was before 1500. Oh yeah.
Naming bands after animals. Was really hot right around now.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Really hot.
What did you see them
parts.
live, Bradford, at all? Did you ever see the?
No. So the thing, if I have like this fascination with earnest albums about death, and I know that's like super depressing. And,
started with the Eels.
Eels, yeah. And recently the Mount Erie, right?
I haven't listened
to
the
microphones. No. I think
I believe
a
in
crow
life
looked at me like
dead
within the last few years. Just very, very sad and depressing albums about death are kind of my jam. I don't know. And so Hospice is very good and tells a story about I actually don't know the story of Hospice, but it's about death, and especially that song too is very sad if you read the lyrics, but it's very beautiful. So and spooky.
solid work, Ryan, and I love that Richard Swift song you played, Other Ryan.
Ryan number 2.
Ryan
yes.
2.
Let's go to the list. All right, you and I didn't. Oh my God! Speaking of death, albums about death. We didn't even mean to, Clay. We both chose a person no longer on this planet. R.I.P.
Yeah, 2 guys.
I chose Richard Swift.
One cocaine and the other alcohol. We're both causes of their deaths.
You pick one, I'll take the other one, Clay. I'll join them. That sounds beautiful. Well, either way, I'll go that way. Yeah, seriously, Richard Swift, so profound. Both of them, very profound.
Speaking of just disturbing, can I just real quick just broach a subject that I'm not going to put these pictures up, but I was sent.
Let's not talk about. Well, maybe later on. Come
on. My way down.
All right.
To the swell on
relax,
Friday, and I saw some
Saturday.
things. I saw some choices that were made, from a dressing standpoint. It was just fantastic. I wanted to ambush you guys so bad.
Clayton's referring to a person that Ryan Bradford and I are friends with. We went to high school with. We love dearly, but then later on in life, Clayton independently became friends with, and all the incriminating evidence has been given out. She sent some photos.
She unknowingly gave me all this great ammo, and so it's sitting here. If one of you wrongs me, I will have to.
You're ready to go with it. Speaking of wrongs, go ahead.
I think Laura's. She might be listening tonight.
Oh, Laura, if you want to join in and we could talk about the photos.
Bring her in the Zoom. Let her share docs.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, Jesus Christ. Happy to do it. Love to do it. Laura Barnes, if you're listening, join in. This gets us to horrific things from our past. We wanted to do a segment. We didn't do this last week, and I wish we did, but it's like because we were looking at songs from that year, like 2008 was last show, and this one's 2009. I found songs that I was like, oh my God, I listened to that song. Holy shit. And I'm not necessarily opposed to it, but they're kind of silly songs. You guys didn't choose anything, but I chose this song that I listened to apparently a lot. It was high on there. The artist is D-Lo. He's a Bay Area hip-hop guy. The song is very problematic. It's called No Ho. But his
Very problematic.
It's called
Oh,
D-Lo.
with a pitch like that, I
No
can't
Ho.
wait to hear it.
D-Lo. Fuck about No Ho. No Ho. Oh, it's so
So we're gonna
problematic.
listen to this whole song, or are you gonna mute us?
I
and
just
let us
wanted
settle in and
to
listen
to
all
give
of
you a taste of it. Actually, the beat is really what it's about. Okay, so anyway, so D-Lo, no, that was a song I
You're right,
found
that
in
is
my
wildly
library.
I remember. I remember that song. I didn't realize that was from 2009. It
Yeah.
just seems like one of those ubiquitous songs that's been around since the dawn of
From
time.
the beginning of time.
Since
D-Lo.
BC. Since big conservative.
I go by before DL, which is, before D-Lo. Anything, once D-Lo came out, that's all I give a fuck about.
ADL.
I still, even though D-Lo, we got to talk about NoHo. That's not exactly an appropriate title these days. Let's move on from that kind of.
My BC
misogynistic
is before Kathy, the comic strip. Kathy. Moving on. Moving on.
This was something I think we all wanted to talk about. All three of us. Is our.
I was honestly shocked when we started this program and none of you put the song off this record. I was like, they did this on purpose because I know both of you.
100%. It's funny that it's so I usually pick songs. It's morphed. Before it was always been songs, but it was really about what songs meant the most. And
Yeah.
the problem with this next artist, which is we are delving into the world of Animal Collective, Merriweather Post Pavilion, which is any white indie dude's heroin for 2009. I got an early. You remember when you could get early advances? That was still
weekends were go out, go to the bar, come back to the house,
and
listen to this record.
Yeah, 1 million
on full blast.
So it doesn't lend itself to singles, even though My Girls, that is probably the number one song from that album single wise. But of course, Merriweather Post Pavilion. And I said this at the time. I want credit for this. I was like, will this be our Pink Floyd, where it becomes just such of a generation? It is just so a part of that time. And I said this.
But did it become that?
I don't know. I don't know if new kids picking this up, being the way I respond to Pink Floyd, and let me know. I want to know what you guys think. Pink Floyd to me is when I was in high school, it was they were out there. Maybe they figured out something. They were coming from an ether in which the meteoroids, the asteroids touch the galaxy. They've touched into some sort of forever thing. I mean, that's how high I was in high school. I wonder if these kids are having the same kind of connection with Animal Collective now. I don't know, Bradford, where are you at with Animal Collective?
Oh man,
I want to know how you pitched Animal Collective to your friends when it came out.
Okay, so that's why I put this under the songs that we're embarrassed about. Not because I think Merriweather Post Pavilion or My Girls, which was undoubtedly the hit of that record and probably the song of 2009.
For sure.
But when I came to San Diego, I was hanging out with my friend Steve Mucci, and I went up to his house and he was having a party, and I cornered him and I was telling him about Animal Collective.
I love you, Tim.
And he
sorry, I
and I uttered the words in all seriousness, Animal Collective transcends music.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
And I am so embarrassed by that. I wake up in a cold sweat at least once a month, remembering that moment.
That's how.
So,
but
that's
Bradford,
a this band will change your life moment, man.
Bradford, I'm surprised
seriously.
I didn't say that at the time. To be fair, I think I felt the same thing. I thought this was where music was going. And by the way, I have all the time in the day to go down my theory about by the late 2000s and Grizzly Bear, which is another one of these bands, the dynamic had switched from the Beatles to the Beach Boys, and I feel like the Grizzly Bear and Animal Collective both were going.
Grizzly Bear really was rocking.
They were trying to go for that Beach Boys Pet Sounds vibe. And as the great, and I said this last 2007, which I still think Strawberry Jam is better than this album. Now that I look back and reflect, I still love Animal Collective, but as the great Tom Sharpling said, it sounds like a Beach Boys record was sat out in the sun too long and warped, and that's what a fucking Animal Collective is.
Could I also just really sidebar real quick? I enjoy this record, but the most genius thing about it is it's really easy to find on a shelf when you're looking for records to play.
Oh, the color.
The spine of it is just unmistakable. It's that that purple green, purple and green.
Yeah.
It just pops, man. It lends itself to be pulled from a record shelf. I'm just saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've said this before, and I'm ready for another. I'm ready. Okay, there's two groups that I love a lot, and I still love. And one of them still current. Clay and I love him. I don't know about your where you're at with this, Bradford. I'll get to it in a second. But Animal Collective is one of those that, for our generation, I think will, of course, mean a lot. But I have every room in the world for any future generation to be like, dude, that's some old dude music, man. I don't know what you're doing with that stuff. I'm fine with that. But let me tell you, kids, in 2009, this made a lot of sense.
Wait, the guy was wearing a headlamp when he played?
Gia, they all had silly names. I still will stand by it, but I understand. This is my other, I've been wondering about this, Clay. I don't know if we've talked about this. I've always felt that the most ready, even though he's more prolific and clearly has more talent and clearly is amazing, but the guy who's ripe to be our generation's Jimmy Buffett, who do you think?
Our generation's Jimmy Buffett.
Who if he wants to, he could pick up that. He could pick up that mantle and go with it.
You gotta tell me.
I think it's Mac DeMarco. I think Mac DeMarco is the closest to being just like, if he wants to, he can zag left and be business boy and just like, I'm the generation.
I'm your guy.
Yeah, I'm the new one. I'll take over.
I don't know. Does the sobriety lend itself to that career move?
Because you've got more time to think about money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Buffett
He's just
sold
like,
that
let's capitalize.
shit. Yeah, Buffett's like, oh, just chill out and drink margaritas. By the way, here's a whole corporate setup for how to do that, where I make a shit ton of fucking money. Anyway, final thoughts on Animal Collective. We're gonna skip 3. Are we all agreeing on that?
Yeah, we're going to number 2.
Let's go number 2. But any final thoughts on?
You can kick this one off since I did last time.
Oh, okay. Bradford, any final thoughts on Animal Collective? Where are you at with them right now?
I still enjoy Strawberry Jam and Merryweather Post Pavilion. I also really like the Feels album that was before Strawberry Jam.
Such a good album. That might actually be the best that holds up. That's a good point. Well, it's weirder, but there are some great songs on that album.
Yeah, maybe I should go back and revisit some. It's been a long time since I listened to any of those records. So.
A little deep dive. Time for a little deep dive.
Yeah.
By the way, Bradford, I rewatched Fight Club last night. It was a part of our cocktail movie series that we're doing.
Ooh.
I was really ready for Fight Club not to hold up at all. Like I was.
You thought it held up?
It has very problematic masculinity things where it's like anti-capitalism, like. We should get rid of stuff, but by how we get there is by being ultra male. It's like you missed that one. Like you got to the right conclusion, but you missed the avenue to get there. But stylistically,
but isn't the character isn't that his toxic masculinity?
Yeah,
I feel like it was more of a commentary on toxic masculinity.
Sure, but like
Meatloaf's breasts, what did they convey? Sorry.
It doesn't. Even though he shoots himself in the face to get rid of the masculinity, the toxic masculinity, it still glorifies the masculinity more than it gets rid of it. Like it quickly at the end goes, and he killed himself. It's over. We forgot about it. But they had all these scenes promoting that masculinity.
Right.
I'm just saying, like,
right. You're like all revved up on it. You're all revved up on it.
They didn't have enough equal scenes being like, oh, this is a rejection of that. It was like 90%, let's beat the fuck out of each other, and at the very end, anyway, that's a bad idea. Let's move on. The movie's over. Here are the Pixies. Like,
Ryan, would you say that it's a wormhole, like it burrowed a wormhole of toxic masculinity in your head, and now you are toxic masculinity?
I went outside after
90% of the people have watched this movie.
the opening credits is through your head. That's the wormhole that's going through.
I went outside and I beat myself up for 2 hours, and I have now sold all
It's a
my
sign of a good movie. It's a sign of a good movie.
All right, let's get to our number twos. Let's get to our
All right,
number
let's go
twos.
number
We'll
two. Yeah,
put
yeah.
we'll put the Zoom chat out there again if you want to join. Tim Roberts, we love that you showed up. I appreciate it. You got a little concerned. I get it. It's kind of like, how do we do this live? How does Polyester Blend do this every Monday? That's just talent. That's just skill. Okay, that's how we do it. We were going to play our number 2 songs of 2009. We're going to try to wrap the best of 2009 before the 10 o'clock hour. Then we move into the Limp Bizkit crew. These are our number 2 songs of 2009. Thank you for being here. I love you, Clay. I love you, Bradford. We're all safe. Let's change the world. Music right now. I'm going to play my number 2 song from 2009. This is another kind of weird song that I found and I love. They don't play that much anymore, but they think they came out that album last year. It's called We Have. The band is We Have Band. Makes sense. The song You came out. It's super dancey. That's where I was in 2009. 3 songs. We'll be back. Polyester Blend. Thank you so much for being here.
You came out and you were wasted. You went home and took your wasted. You like that, 'cause that's your poison. Take it down, take it deep down. Scream and shout, scream and shout, scream and shout. You can dance, so just show them. So cold, or just frozen. Scream and shout, We went out and we got wasted. You went home and took your wasted. Scream and shout. You can dance, so just show them. Stone cold, or just frozen. Scream and shout, 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 scream and shout. We went out and we got wasted. You went home and took your wasted. You like that, and that's your poison. Take it down, take it deep down.
What I'm searching for, tell it straight. I'm trying to build a wall. Walking by myself down avenues, every good time to kill. If you see me, keep going, be a pass by a waiver. Build me up, bring me down to leave.
Oh, Clay and Bradford, we might be down on YouTube because of too many copyright infractions.
Oh, jeez.
Let me see. I tried doing the thing. Oh, sorry, Clay. Hold on, Clay. Sorry. You always do. I'm sorry. You always do a great.
I got a message from Warner Brothers. I think that was Dinosaur Jr. song hit some deep copyright.
Oh man, seriously, like, hey, Jeremy, are we still off on YouTube?
I think.
Jeremy,
You're off YouTube. You're busted.
shit.
I think we got to start another stream for.
Man, I turned.
Man, we really violated.
We did some hardcore violation here tonight.
There's no way you can start streaming on this link anymore, and we'll just only play.
Actually, I think we'll probably need. Oh
public.
boy! Oh boy! I just hit recycle on this thing.
I feel like we can only play old timey music on this program. Which, hey, face it, is okay with me.
No, wait, we're back.
Powerhouse.
Your stream is no longer being blocked due to copyright issues, so we might be back. If you're out there, I think we are back. I have a green dot that says your stream is no longer
stream
blocked.
Unavailable for me.
It's back for me.
Okay, we're
I just
back.
reloaded, refreshed.
Okay, we're back.
That's a sign from the gods. That's a sign that we just we ride this mother into the to the rest of the night. We just have a little chat amongst friends. We're back. Oh, Rob, you're back. Thank you, Rob. Producer Rob.
Do you think I got a question? I got a question for you. Was it the Creed live video footage or the audio? Because the Creed, like when Scott Stapp started thrusting the PA,
right.
I feel like that's when everything went down.
Right.
Scott Stapp was watching and he's like, "We gotta take this higher."
Shut her down.
This is a Scott Stop. That's a Scott Stop instead of a Scott Stapp. It's a Scott Stop.
Gonna escalate this higher to
Listen,
YouTube illegal.
We're all just trying to have fun here. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry. Don't even monetize this motherfucker. But sorry we bothered you so much. But this gives us a great moment to say, hey, one of our beautiful boys. He's number one, handsome, long-haired, bearded boy. He takes care of the chat. When someone screams, I want to play Pokemon Go, he says, I play. I'll help you out. Because that's who he is. Jeremy Matthews has joined, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
How's it going?
Hey, buddy.
You feeling okay,
Hi.
Jeremy? You doing all right?
Yeah, doing all right. We, Janine and I went on a walk while listening to the first part of the show.
You guys are going around your neighborhood blasting Polyester Blend.
Oh, my
We
God.
had like an old 80s boombox.
That's pretty
Wait,
sweet.
so were you not watching during the comics corner? Like, did you have to rely
No,
on
we had, I had the phone up. I had to, show it to Janine. I don't think she quite got what was happening in the Maryworth.
What's funny about it?
Yeah.
Jeremy, does Bradford's
the dog
audio...
is actually Satan is the main story plot point that you wouldn't know if you were just reading that.
Is there anything Jeremy doesn't know? He's got deep Maryworth knowledge now. Come on, man, this guy.
He's always
Wait,
been
so
everything.
At the beginning of Maryworth, did she start out as a baby?
Yeah, it actually started with her coming. The whole thing is actually this very pro-life thing. She starts at the fetus and goes from there.
Well, that's worthwhile. Maryworth.
Oh wow. Oof,
Hey-o.
80 years. 80 years of Mary Worthwhile.
Well, we can get to some non-copyrighted stuff.
That was a fresh joke when the comic debuted.
By the way, does Brian's audio description of the comic really take you where you need to go? Does that work?
Yeah, that was really what I was getting at.
I just want to know how well his audio description of his comics work.
We have 12.
Jeremy's being very nice. That's a no, Bradford. I'm so sorry. That's a no.
12 minutes left in the standard program, guys. What do we really need to get to? What about Relic?
No, hold on. We'll get. Well, no, hold on. That's a Limp Bizkit crew if I've ever heard it. We still got time.
You think?
We'll go into overtime. We'll go into
executive
overtime.
decision.
We'll go into overtime because we gotta have content for that. Come on. What are we doing here? Thank you all for staying with us, especially those who saw that we got busted and then we came back because we said, whoops, sorry, we took off the music. Really quickly, number one song, I picked the Generationalist Generationals. When they fight, they fight. That was my number one song of 2009. I fucking love that song. I think we can play it for. I'll play it for less than 30 seconds, so people can hear it.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna cut to it. Just, do you guys remember this song? Anyone else like this song? Am I by myself?
Wait, can't we end regular programming with our top ones and then
Ooh.
bring it to Limp Bizkit
But that we
Crew?
got busted with copyright. That's the thing I'm worried about. All right, we'll try it. We'll try it, Bradford. We'll try it. I'm with you. All right.
Is there like a more severe punishment when you immediately started infringing copyrights again?
Dude, we're gonna be on death row of YouTube before this thing's over, man. Seriously.
All right, so my number one is Madonna and Prince together as a mashup.
Yeah, I choose the entire Beatles catalog played side by side with Michael Jackson and the Eagles. So hopefully,
Did you know? Actually, you guys, my number one pick was the U2 record that came out that year.
By the way,
it's the birthday song.
Which tour did we get that claw from? The one that's on
I do not know.
Do you
I
know,
stopped
Jeremy?
getting-
The 360.
You know everything.
Yeah, Jeremy knows. Where'd it come from?
U2 360, the Vertigo tour.
360 sounds right, but I only know from you guys talking about it on the show.
Bradford,
I thought that the claw came from the coronavirus tour.
Are you
and that's
aware
why
of this, Bradford, by the way, that we got the claw?
Oh yeah. I was here at a previous show when you were talking about the claw.
Have we been doing this show for so long, I've forgotten what we are talking about.
You just talk about the same thing every week.
Yeah.
Depends on how late the show is.
Have you guys heard
Yeah,
about
you
Dave
start
on
forgetting,
Hulu?
bud.
I've heard some shit about Dave on Hulu. It's fucking fantastic. One of the greatest shows of all time that we've ever heard.
Dave on
of.
Hulu. Dave on Hulu came up this weekend in my brain when I was riding my bike across the swell. I was like, isn't Dave on Hulu real good?
By the way, you know what this gives
so
us an opportunity to? Jason Gore, who's a part of the Best Show, fantastic man. His own, he does his own live shows in New York City. Really love the man. He pointed this to me, and then I sent it to Bradford. This gives us a chance. I'll share the screen with you boys. This gives us a chance to discuss this tweet that Bradford we talked about before. If you guys want to talk about it, you see my screen, gentlemen. The fine people at Gushers, Gushers, put out a tweet that said, Gushers wouldn't be Gushers without the black community and your voices. I mean, okay. I mean, they're fighting the cause, so fuck yeah. Like they're on the right side. We're working with.
Yeah, do you see that?
No, wait, Clay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Clay, next sentence. Clay.
I'm always a spoiler.
Next sentence.
This.
We're working with at Fruit by the Foot on creating space to amplify that. Like, are the gummies themselves talking to each other?
Are they getting stuck together to make a big gummy?
That's a metaphor.
Also anti-racist.
We've been stuck for so long. Let's unstick. I'm just spitball here.
I want to be clear saying this is noble and this is good.
Fuck
but
yes.
Also extremely just a commentary on our times that there's a lot of social media coordinators out there going, how do we navigate this? And Gushers gets into the mix.
But do you think there was this midnight call from like Gusher CEO to the social media managers, like how do we navigate this?
Right. What the Gusher PR person? The Gusher PR person pops like a zit, like a Gusher, and goes. They're in their sleep and they go, Gusher must react, and then they like, they call the CEO and it's like, I'm not going to work tomorrow. Which, by the way, I appreciate until we put out a statement. Which. They have a platform. They got a platform. Right. They fucking did it.
Also, Gushers, as far as fruit snacks go, are really good. And so now I don't have to not eat them anymore.
Dare I say that they say, regardless of what we look on the outside, we have a filling that's all the same on the inside. I mean, it's a metaphor for everything.
No. I'm glad they didn't go there, right? They didn't go
there.
I
got a veto from all the boys. No.
Nobody, because like there would be a segue into the deliciousness of their insides, and it would just get.
So then it turns into a cannibal.
I guarantee it was in a draft.
It was definitely a draft.
Like, this is good copy. Let's keep
that got shut down in a WebEx somewhere.
Also, by the way, Jeremy, don't think I don't have something to talk to you about. I'm not going to bring up your personal matters, but I got a fucking thing to talk to you about your little day job. We'll talk about this later. That's been Gushers. Go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead.
That's your
Wait,
talk.
you're not going to talk about what Lemonheads did?
No, that's what Jason Gore did. He did a goof where he said, "Yeah." What Gusher said.
that
Lemonhead.
wasn't real.
It's a fucking great joke. It's a good joke.
Speaking of companies, social media, Black Lives Matter response. Did anyone witness the Vertical Diner canceling themselves basically?
The
Not
one in Salt Lake City, Vertical Diner?
Salt Lake City, and I guess they also have a Portland, Oregon location now.
Okay.
What happened?
He went and he went all lives matter, which
No.
it's run a vegan restaurant.
Yeah.
That's
in two liberal
interesting.
cities. It's like I think you're gonna lose more customers. I don't think you're gonna get a lot of
I guess
all lives matter people.
To be
deciding
fair, Vertical Diner could have chosen Horizontal Diner, which meant everyone's on an equal plane. But they went vertical, and so white people are on top. Clearly,
They believe in a hierarchy.
They've been in the open about their racism for years. We just never noticed.
This all played out on the internet.
Yeah, I basically saw. It was on the Twitter, I believe.
You wonder what the content management of their social media channels works like. It's a very fascinating for me as someone who's worked like you, Jeremy, in the industry. What content management and content approval looks like. It could have been anything from the owner of the company to somebody that they contracted out to who has no, oversight.
I think it was the owner. It might actually. Let me see if I can find the AJD. How many E's are in there? I think this might be Instagram.
This is great content, by the way, boys.
This is great content.
Great content.
Hey, everybody pause while Jeremy Matthews tries to cancel Vertical Diner on the internet.
Wait, can we get back into the Behringer?
Oh,
Can
fuck
we
off.
revisit the Behringer discussion?
Shit, I will do that. Hey, Jeremy and I, let's have our own podcast called Behringer DDM 4000. Clay, the world wants to know. We haven't gotten an update in a while. Where are we at with Chili Watch?
I'm one and holding, man. I kind of like it's like that last remnant. I
Will
wonder
it be
if it's
symbolic? Do you think you'll hold on to it forever?
I wonder if I can like label it, show it to my grandkids. This was the last chili can. I couldn't eat it because it got me through the lockdown.
Right.
And then I did like a deep dive on the what I used most of the chili for. Most of it was for chili mac. My son really likes chili mac.
That sounds
So
delightful.
he mixed the chili and the mac. Chili and the mac.
Chili dogs. When my dad was left to feed me as a child, it was chili dogs, or
are you saying? Oh God, no.
Or I'm not saying anything beyond the fact that when my father was completely in charge of feeding me, it was chili dogs, or Did you ever have the pizzas in a toaster oven where he takes a tortilla, pizza sauce, cheese, and then that really shitty pepperoni that you slice up? That man served me plenty of those. So the fact that you're putting it with mac, I'm all for it. That's a very fatherly meal right there, Clay. I'm very proud of you.
Can I just so while we're on the subject of food, one discussion that came up this week, and I know we're 2 minutes away from the Limp Bizkit crew, but whips, like the Miracle Whip.
I'll take it right now. What?
Like is Miracle Whip more closely related to mayonnaise, or is it more closely related to Cool Whip? Because aren't they both whips?
I don't like where this discussion is going.
I'm just saying.
Ryan's out. I didn't know that was going to be a ride out.
Mayonnaise, whip, or spread? I need to know what you're gonna. Is it phylum? Is it species?
It's all disgusting, and who fucking cares?
Oh, because you're an anti-condiment guy, so you're also an anti-whip guy. You don't do whips. You don't whip.
He whips it. No. Whip it. No.
Full pineapple.
Do. I don't whip.
I don't like it. I'm not gonna eat it.
Ryan Bradford does everything dry, no lubricant.
Oh boy.
Although,
All
I
right,
will
Clay,
say, I do like a good chili dog.
Food lubricant.
Ryan Bradford has always said he does it dry. That's disgusting. I didn't dry heave. I actually wet heaved at that moment. All right, everybody. It has been This is the last minute of Polyester Blend, but don't think it's over, all right?
I like how we get shut down by Warner Brothers and we just start talking about condoms.
The people don't realize, a little secret. We're going to play 3 songs, our number 1 songs of 2009. But there's a little thing.
Don't tell YouTube, all right?
There's a little thing called the Limp Bizkit Crew. Okay, so we're going to go into bonus time. All right, we got about a half hour. Okay, we're not done yet. Stick around. Favorite songs of 2009. I'm going to send out the Zoom again. You could be like Jeremy, joining in, looking up stuff, doing research projects for us live on the whole fucking show. Might be fun.
Like, hey, we should have done this earlier. Let's search this.
Search this up and look at this.
I've got all kinds of shit we could Google and click on some links for.
I know that Jeremy's ready to go. He is always ready to go. That's why he's chat master. It is time for our number 1 song of 2009. Clay, you go first.
Okay.
Capiche? What do you want to talk about it now?
Sure. I mean, I'll talk about it. We usually talk about it on the top. I mean, that's, off the Dirty Projectors Bitty Orca record. Pretty omnipresent record in my life that year. I think I definitely probably listened to this record more than any other record, including Merriweather Post Pavilion, that year. I mean, I thought I was like, what is this guy all about? And this song is pretty much, I think, encapsulates everything that's is the best about this record and the best about this band. The noodly guitars, the ladies singing, him doing his thing, different movements. It's just great.
It's all fantastic.
Stillness is the Move is the name of the song.
We are going to play that song. Come on, Jesus Christ, fucking YouTube, this piece of shit.
You let me know when I'm clear to take off, bud.
You take off right now. Let's do it.
Okay.
Our 3 number 1 songs. We come back with the Limp Bizkit Crew. We're going to put the word out there. Who wants to join the chat? It's time for the Limp Bizkit Crew. When we come back from this, we are going to play these 2 songs. Are you playing it right now, Clay? You are.
Yeah, here we go.
Dirty Projectors. We'll be back. 3 songs, our number 1 songs of 2009. Polyester Blend is over, but we're coming back with the Limp Bizkit Crew, the Polyester Blend after show hangout situation. Polyester Blend, thank you. We'll be back after these 3 songs. After I figure out how to fucking do it. Jesus Christ.
When the child was just a child, it did not know what it was. Like a child, it had no habits, no opinion about anything. Maybe I will get a job as a way to rest. Maybe waiting tables in a diner in some random city. Down the highway, after all that we've been through.
want to keep listening to this song, but I'm getting warnings again from YouTube telling me that
Retreat.
Yeah.
I don't want to get lost in the stream, but I fucking love that song. Japan Droids, Young Heart Spark Fire, Bradford #1 pick for 2009.
Dude, yeah.
That fucking song rules. It still rules.
If you so in the last 10 years, Japan Droids have only put out 3 albums. There are only 8 songs on each of their albums. So then in the last 10 years, they've only put out 24 songs. And it's, I don't know. The quality versus quantity of their is a steep hill. It's so good.
I appreciate a band that does that. It's like we don't need. There's no reason for us to put out something right now. Let's wait till we got our goods.
Yeah.
Polyester Blend.
I used to walk around New York listening to that album, and
oh, that's right. You were in New York at that time. I forgot about that. Wait, when did you move out of New York?
It was June 2009. So that album had just come out, and that kind of was like the soundtrack of me leaving the city. So it was very like jubilant, but also bittersweet.
I remember you texted me. You were like, "Check this album out," and it was a very, very good choice. Still listen. That's one of these albums I still listen to. I chose the Generationals. When they fight, they fight. I've played that song and had so many fun times with that song. That's why it's just so many happy memories of that year. It was always a song I could rely on to be like, no matter, because at that time, Bradford, we, just like right now, selfishly like controlling the music, which is problematic. But it was.
I do feel like you put that song on a mixed CD that you sent to me.
Oh my god! Back when that was a thing.
And so, yeah,
very much a thing I used to do. Clayton Scrivener. We're in the Limp Bizkit crew, but what was your #1 song of 2009? Jeremy, hi, good to see you.
Yeah, man, what's up?
What was your #1 song 2009? Clay.
That was "Stillness Is the Move," man. That was
talked about it 1,000 years ago.
The song I put down there and the song I listened to. That's good radio. But it's Limp Bizkit crew. We can talk about other things.
Limp Bizkit crew. Jeremy brought this up in the chat. Let's do the Vertical Diner stuff first, Jeremy. I'm gonna share the screen because that's some good research. Jeremy always does the good research.
Can we also maybe just throw this out there? Can I throw this out there as a future point of order for this Limp Bizkit crew program that we can workshop the treasure idea? Thank you.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's do a sidebar.
Hunt.
I think we should do an
Hunt.
offline.
Sidebar.
Let's do an offline situation.
Online, okay.
Like we'll talk. Hopefully the internet's going on. Oh God, my stream. How you boys doing? My stream. I'm sorry. Oh boy, stream's falling apart. Can any of you hear me?
I don't know how much we need to dwell on Vertical Diner.
Okay. Well, just really quickly.
You were cutting out a minute ago, and then you came back, but now you're.
Why is the internet being so stupid? Anyway, we're still here. Let's just do this really quickly. I probably can't share the screen for much longer. That's what I'm decided. Maybe the internet's poor tonight. Who knows? But really quickly, our good friend Jeremy Matthews went and found the tweet. What was this tweet, Jeremy?
Well, this is the damage control. So they deleted, and I think the Salt Lake version as well. Both their locations have the Black Lives Matter thing now, but they're getting, I believe the kids would say, dragged in the comments.
Is that what the kids say? They're learning so much.
Yeah. So as you can see, he kind of did the All Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Try getting around it. And then and then he did the Black Lives and all that. All right, very good, very good.
Like, never mind, Black Lives do matter. Change their mind.
Clay,
you can go to the page and read. But everyone's just kind of like.
Well, the owner of the company should not necessarily be in charge of the Twitter page.
Clay, what was this? You put this. Do you hear bikes are the new toilet paper? Jeremy wanted to talk about that.
That was just a CNN article about the explosion of bike sales over the spring. Like it's like astronomical. The supply, they're having trouble keeping up with the supply. supply chain, because two reasons, right? Because people are looking for ways to exercise in a socially distant manner, but also alternatives to public transportation. Unfortunately or fortunately, you know,
You're
people not wanting
separated.
to get on
I
buses,
fucking love
subways.
it. This makes me so happy.
I mean, bikes are the best. I mean, I love bikes.
You could have ran into trouble because our boy Clay had an unfortunate bike involvement where he had a bike.
I got my bike stolen.
Yeah, that's the involvement I was talking about.
Mm.
But you got a new one? You were just out and about in the San Rafael swell, riding around?
Hell yeah. This thing's fresh. I got a gravel bike.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I've had my long-term Trek bike because I bought a heavy-duty steel bike that was designed in the 80s. So if you were like going to go 300 miles and need support for all that, I bought that bike. And then very quickly was like, yeah, I'm not going to ever do that. But I've got a bike that I could, so that's a fun thing to have. Always ready to go on a 300-mile bike ride. I've got the steel frame to support it. It's like a tank. Bradford, you and I both have broken collarbones on a bicycle. You still have a bicycle or no?
Oh, no, I broke my elbow. I do have a bike.
Sorry.
But it's been a while since I rode it.
It's been a while.
Because it's had a flat, and I'm lazy.
How could you ever repair that?
How could I ever repair it?
By the way, gentlemen, I've been enjoying. I'm on the Porter. So Porter, they've added to their repertoire not just Fireball, but Porter's. It's a rye whisk.
That long run of gin Rickies is over.
Yeah, the end of the tyranny of the gin Rickies. It keeps going. But this is from when we went last weekend. I bought it as a goof, but it's actually not bad. I will say, if anyone needs a little bit of a rye whiskey that's locally made, it's not bad. It's not like toilet paper, but it's delightful. We've got about 11 minutes or so, 20 minutes. Should we do recommends?
Before you have to do, is this before you have to leave?
The Schludio only has.
I've got a rare bike story though.
But wait. Speaking of rare, there is no asshole that is more pristine and clean in Salt Lake City than one of the Limp Bizkit crew originals. He has not been around for a while. We miss him all the time. Rob Nilsson has decided
his audio's connecting. Everybody just chill. Oh, there it is. Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Rob, good to see you, my friend. Do you have things to say about bikes, or Jeremy was about to tell us a bike story?
Tell us your story, Jeremy.
Well, actually, I wanted to know, is your 90-day trial period for your bidet expired?
Oh, you're stuck with it.
For 90 days. It's 90 days out.
I forgot that if there was a 90-day trial period, I forgot that there was one.
I would like to return this bidet.
I cannot remember life before, and I don't want to.
No one does.
Well, it's kind of, that's been the progression. Toilet papers, then bidets, now bicycles.
Yes.
And
do they make backpacking bidets, like a ultra lightweight pump action bidet? For your bidet needs on the go.
Janine says there are travel bidets. I don't know if she wants to be on camera because the bike story is really her story.
Oh, okay. Well, either
Janine,
one.
Do you want
please.
to tell it, or should I tell it for? She wants me to tell it for her.
Just know that we love her, and anytime she wants on the show, she's always welcome.
Will do. You're always welcome on the show if you didn't hear what I just said. So she says the travel bidet is like a squeeze bag. So it's like an enema.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like you get an enema, use it, flush the system, then just refill it with water and bidet where you need to go.
Okay, so, seeing as this is a very tight ship on the Limp Bizkit crew, I should get to the story. So Janine wanted to get an e-bike because she enjoys riding the bike, but she doesn't like to actually exercise.
Fuck yeah, I'm into that.
A lot of hills in Salt Lake, so it is good.
We ain't in the plains here. Handy. We ain't in the plains here.
Yeah. So, have you guys heard of this company, Rad? Rad Power Bikes.
I'm only familiar when it comes to bikes. Jeremy, do you remember the movie Rad about bikes? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I remember.
Keep talking. Keep going. I'm gonna play the
Premium Rush. There's a movie.
You keep going. Keep going.
Michael Shannon. Okay, so someone randomly mentioned these bikes to her, so she decided she'd get that company's bike.
Well, no, I already researched it and discovered it wasn't.
She's done her own research. She's done her own research.
She did her research on Rad Power Bike, and this movie looks awesome. And we haven't watched the trailer yet today, so this is
It fits that.
Anyway, I bought the bike very impulsively.
Yeah, she bought the bike, as she just said. It was a little impulsive. She kind of regretted it, but most of the models were already gone when she ordered her bike. And she was telling people like, well, this model is still around, but most of the others you can't get. But now even that model is back ordered through September.
Holy shit.
And she just ordered that. Was that 2 weeks ago, Janine? Janine's like the off-camera imaginary person I'm talking to.
I know. I feel like it's like a game of telephone where it's like she could be saying something completely different.
3 weeks ago. So from 3 weeks, it went from one of the only models left in stock to you can't get it till summer is over.
Holy shit.
So,
well, hopefully that's a good sign for our local bike businesses. I'm happy they're getting fucking money. Clay, how hard was it for you to get a replacement bike?
I lucked out. I went to like 4 shops. I mean, basically anything that was affordable and good, like good affordable stuff, gone. Really high-end stuff that's kind of out of my price range was available, but it was uncomfortable to shop at that level for me. So like,
just go for the Mercedes-Benz.
Did you try bargaining? Did you try wheeling and dealing?
Yeah, you could say
Literally?
if you want to plug your show
really
on the Polyester Blend, you could get
in
at
that
least.
Space.
If you wanted to, we should sell.
Anyway,
rates.
today's sponsor is Salsa Bicycles. Salsa Bicycles. If you're out there, hear
By
me.
the way,
SalsaBicycles.com.
Clay, so we could do the Polyester Blend price level, which gets you 12 people, and then there's the Limp Bizkit crew price level that'll get you 6 people. Oh my God, we have got a new person coming in.
Who's coming in? Someone's coming in. Someone's coming in.
This is fucking huge. Okay, people, we've been doing this show for a while.
Is it Brian Kubarich?
No, he's dead. He was on once, and by the way, I rewatched that show, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll be back. He never came back. She, when she's not here, is baking.
A female coming in.
Is baking bread. Okay, and we're not talking, some garbage. Okay, we're talking the real, some dough and some yeast on high level. She doesn't know how her mic works. She doesn't know how her video works. But whenever she wants to join, I've just done a huge setup.
Is this going to be one of those things where like, oh shit, it's on the video? Oh, go. Oh, wait, here we go.
Kristen!
Hi, guys.
Oh, damn.
Kristen Everson of Salt Lake City.
I got a cat.
You've got a cat, which is more entertaining than anything we've ever done on this show ever. So you're doing a great job.
This is all it took to get Janine to come on camera.
Ah, Janine.
Wait, the cat or Kristen? That's the question.
She didn't know
It's the cat. It's the cat. She doesn't care about Kristen.
Look at the camera, cat.
Oh, hey, cat.
Hi, guys.
Well, we just realized this show fucking sucks because once one cat shows up, it's already better
It's
than
all
whatever.
over.
Off the rails. Limp Bizkit crew.
This one's Prim. She's 18 and deaf.
Well, that's perfect for this show because you certainly don't need to hear this show. Let's watch the trailer to Rad. It's the movie I was playing a scene from. Do you know this movie, Kristen? Have you ever heard about this?
I feel like I have.
It's the movie. It's about. It was like the
BMX movie.
Yeah, it was riding the wave of BMX biking in the 80s. You noticed what's her name, who's now in jail from Full House. What's her name?
But it wasn't a Disney movie.
Can you guys hear this?
There's a chick that's in jail from Full House.
Just can you hear this, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
One of the Olsen twins.
No.
No, it's Stephanie.
Well, you guys shut
right?
the fuck
No,
shut
it's
the
Aunt Becky.
Thank you.
Oh,
Was she
right.
in jail for the
Oh.
the college stuff? Oh, sorry.
Takes Rob, producer Rob, finally puts us on fucking track.
Would be a lot better off without him.
We're here for the biggest and most important bicycle motocross event ever held. Hell's This is a very
Internet's loving
important
this.
race. The very finest riders in the country are here riding for some $100,000.
Hell track in this big town. They gotta be kidding. This is a joke. I really think I can get this one. I think I've got a chance.
I don't want to hear any more about it.
That's what people tell me when I talk about Polyester Blend. I don't want to hear anything else about it. That is nice, Chris.
Get that. The paperboy thinks he's a
I need that sweater.
Nothing next to Bart Taylor.
I don't know. Is it my computer? like super slow, but when we watch trailers on this thing, it's like I get a screen every 5 seconds.
Fuck it.
I'm
I
sure
tried.
that's the case for everybody watching at home too.
All right,
Yeah.
I tried. But anyway, BMX
I
biking,
think,
rad.
look, Rad really paved the way for Gleaming the Cube.
Yes, it is of that era. It
What?
is of that.
Wait, but where does the van movie?
10 years
Van?
earlier. I would, yeah.
10 years earlier.
That would have been 10 years earlier. That's a great movie, by the way. All right, what do we got here?
Interesting, like trend of movies where it would just be like whatever the trendy sport was, and it's like a kid wants to do it, and I don't know the plot of this.
Rollerblading.
Was there ever a rad equivalent of rollerblading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it called? Fruit boots.
Fruit boots? Fruit boots? What the fuck is that?
Clay loved that one so
much. Clay tickled himself and me because I was upset about how funny it was. Fruit boots.
I just don't. I need to know. No, I didn't know what the title was. That was my best stab. I've never heard of it.
It's fucking hilarious.
Rollerblading movie. Was there one?
Airborne.
Yeah.
Airborne. Okay.
That's the situation.
Wait, was there a dog in that? Was there a dog in that one?
I don't know.
Air Bud?
Google
Was
search.
Bud, man.
Was there ever an Air Bud where he had rollerblades?
Well, Airbud does different hobby themed stuff. There's like an Airbud.
Yeah, there's like 3 of
basketball.
them.
Yeah, see, you must be a parent.
Yeah, there's.
No. You just watch Airbud? Okay, cool.
That just made it worse for Kristen. Where you're like, oh, you're a parent. That's why you would watch these child movies. Kristen's
No,
like,
I've never seen any of them.
sure.
Airbud is very.
Sure.
Yeah.
I swear.
I thought for sure
love,
that was the only
just
way.
love golden retrievers doing freaking rad sport tricks, guys.
There's
You don't?
Rad.
Remember
Remember the movie The Wizard, where it was like that template but for Nintendo games?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jenny Lewis, right? Isn't
With
that
Fred
Yeah.
Savage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God. Yeah. Did they debut Mario 3 on that
They
movie?
did.
Yes.
The end of the movie was basically an ad for Mario 3. And at the time, I ate it up.
Same.
Didn't we all? Yeah.
Yeah. And he like finds the fucking warp whistle.
I might have to go back and rewatch The Wizard.
You never watched the the Salt Lake City one, by the way, Bradford. We've been waiting.
No, I never did.
On bated breath for that kind of fucking thing. Sorry, it's the. So there's a hockey movie with a chimp called Most Valuable Primate. It's a part of the Air Bud franchise. By the way, the Air Bud universe, the Air Bud verse. I mean, we need to do a deep dive on this. What are we doing?
Next week, Airbud
Next
verse.
week?
We're not doing Airbud. We won't even talk about the Relic. I'm not watching any movies until we talk about them. Until we talk about the Relic. I had to sit through the Relic, man.
Kristen, have you ever seen the Relic?
You got to sit through the Relic.
I don't know what it is.
Dude, that was the
Until
most.
Kristen sees the Relic, we're not doing the Relic. Sorry.
Speaking of movies, can I just say that this week was the 29th anniversary of the debut of this movie. Hold on, let me show you the poster. Hold on.
Wait, I'm sorry. The relic.
It better be Airbud.
The relic looks amazing.
Relic is sweet, Kristen. Watch it.
Oh wow!
I tried to get Jonah.
Ruben and Ed debuted at the Tower Theater.
No. Are you?
This is signed by Trent Harris. He sent it to me in the mail. Isn't that nice?
Where's Trent gonna get the guts to come on this show? Trent, you gutless wonder. You fucking show up on this show. You show up. Show us what you think you're
June
so great.
7th, 1991.
Wow.
Tower Theater.
My cat can eat a whole watermelon.
Yes,
One of the greatest
yes.
lines
What
of
a
all time.
Strange movie that was.
Jeremy, where are you at with Ruben and Ed?
Janine was actually the person who showed it to me first. I'd actually never watched it. I went a while without watching it.
I don't think you're missing out. You're fine. Kristen, what's your
Sounds like
feelings?
Janine is the original cool person in this relationship. So okay,
The Wizard,
yeah.
the Wizard of Oz
You
behind
just figured
it, all
that
right? Yeah. Janine's the fucking wizard behind the wall. Jeremy's just that
Jeremy
weird
knows everything.
thing
It's all
on the Limp
Janine,
Bizkit
actually.
crew.
So.
Janine, what do you think about that exactly?
Wait, how many shows that Kilby has Janine seen?
All of them.
Right.
I have seen more shows at Kilby than Janine has.
Because after Jeremy started going, Janine was like, "These aren't cool anymore. I'm over
After
it."
Janine showed Jeremy what Kilby was, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've kept going.
Bunch before I started being.
Janine like stopped going to concerts, and I still go. So
Well, I go to some. I just don't go to as many as you.
She doesn't waste her
Some, but not
time.
as
The high level Janine's at now.
Yeah,
I
she
get it.
doesn't waste her
yeah,
time.
she's like even Kilby Court is fascinated to Janine now. Like she's like, I saw Kilby Court at Kilby Court.
Yeah. Janine only goes to the spot where Media Play was and sees concerts that would have played there, because my first show was My Man Friday at Media Play in
Oh my
Brick
God.
House. Did you ever
Oh
go?
man, speaking of
Janine
speaking of
says she was at
ska,
that show.
Shut the fuck up!
I love My Man Friday.
I love My Man Friday.
I
Janine,
loved those guys.
Janine, by the way, do you know what I bought at that show? Do you know what I bought at that show that all of my friends made fun of me for? The single to Smash Mouth, Walking on the Sun. Not the
Ooh,
album,
damn.
the CD single.
That's awesome.
And I still stand by that song. That song.
You know,
fucking
after
rules.
seeing pictures of you in high school, I believe it.
He was.
I remember the single rack when you go to the store and you're like, well, these are cheaper. So
yeah, it's like I don't have enough for a CD now, but I could get a single.
I can
I
safely
could
say
get this Mr. Big song with one other song for $3. I'd be a fool not to.
how many singles did you guys buy? Because I think I only bought. And by the way, that had Lime and the Coconut, the Harry Nilsson cover. Smash Mouth did on that single on the backside.
Oh man, I had the Flaming Lips She Don't Use Jelly single, and it had like 7 versions of it.
Oh, wow.
And they were all like great.
I was gonna say which
7
one was
different
good.
Goodbye. Real goodbye.
Yeah.
Kristen,
You might say it was the Best Buy. I didn't buy it at Best Buy.
It's probably like a rarity now that like still on eBay for $12.
You were quite young when that single came out. Were you on the cutting edge of Flaming Lips fandom, or did you get that on the second wave?
No, my older brother, like me and my older brother were.
Then showed him the way. Bradford
Your
was. Bradford had
older
the
brother
coolest
made you
taste in
buy it.
music.
Is what happened. Okay, I see. I've been there. I've been down that road.
But I never owned that Satellite album. I never owned the actual album. Had the single.
Are you talking about Dave Matthews Band? Because I have all the time in the world for Crash, the #1 album from 1996.
I gotta go now.
No, I fucking hate that album. Kristen, did you ever buy a single, or were you a lot of singles? I mean, we're not talking relationship.
Yeah,
we're
but-
talking albums here. Come on.
No. But you have to remember that like single albums at the peak for my age was like buying shit that was like not anything to be proud of, like boy band singles.
Oh.
You know,
Couldn't
like do you
commit to
remember
the,
a boy band called Five? Because I had a single for them. Oh yeah. Yeah. This was before Bradford and Schlegel came in my life, and they're like, listen to these other musics. And I was like, what?
Right.
What's ska?
we
What's emo?
skanked into your life, brought you the goods, and then skanked out of it.
By the time I was like in junior high, I was pretty much like music nerd buying albums. But my dad was like an early adopter, so we had a CD player early. So during elementary school, I definitely had a Mr. Big one, as I mentioned.
I guess Jeremy wins Coolest Dad Award. Fucking cool,
Yeah.
Jeremy. Thanks, dude.
Great that you had a dad, Jeremy.
Ooh,
It must be nice.
I had the Star Wars films on Laserdisc.
I'm gonna watch Airborne after this conversation. That's all I know.
By the way, Kristen, I have all the time in the world for those boy bands because Steph and I have been watching. There's a great YouTube channel called, it's like some shit. It's like hot music charts, and they put together compilations of like the top 100 Billboard charts, and then who was #1 all those years, and they go year by year and sometimes by the decade. Those boy bands of the 90s always show up in the 90s list. Always show up because of people like you buying those singles.
I was like the perfect age in the 90s for all of those.
Who's your forgotten boy band that doesn't get enough cred?
Five. She just said it.
I was, maybe 5. Yeah, there you go.
No, I don't want 5. Just tell me 1. I don't want 5. Just tell me.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. Do you guys really want to go down the boy band path? Because we can go.
Yes. What else are we doing here? And by the way, I've got to stop yelling. We're getting very dangerously close to the end of the Limp Bizkit crew because the Schludio's going to get shut down if I'm screaming, "Tell me which boy bands you loved!" Like, gotta stop that pretty quickly.
Hangs on the
The
wall.
question is, do you consider a band like Boys to Men a boy band?
Yes.
No. It's
The
an
best
R&B
boy band
group.
of all
Why
time.
not?
Exactly.
It's an R&B group.
Yeah,
Boy
Totally
band
agree with
is-
Clayton.
Yeah.
Boy band is more formulaic, I would say.
Blink 182 is a boy band. Sorry.
You could argue it.
Sorry.
I mean,
You could also argue that Boys to Men is a boy band.
We just said that, Ryan. Are you listening?
No,
Ryan,
Rob. I knew
do
you were
that
going there, but I would say Menudo was a boy band.
Kristen,
Yes.
I need a verdict. I need a
Yeah.
verdict.
Yeah, Menudo was a boy
What
band.
about like Milli Vanilli?
Menudo is
I would say they're boy band.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Small. It was a boy duo.
Second
but-
time Milli Vanilli has come up this weekend.
But that really
Oh,
makes.
really?
But like Kristen, that's like the most boy band because they literally picked the dudes to be the band because they didn't rely on them.
engineering.
Yeah. Like they weren't. I mean, Kristen's gonna get upset right now, and I was like, Milli Vanilli. They pick very handsome young men. The antithesis of this is the Blues Travelers, where they got
The Blues Travelers.
Yeah, you got a bunch of boys, and you got one guy who's like, "What if I go out with my vest of harmonicas?" And they're like, "Sure."
Dude, I saw him play once and he actually was amazing.
I know. Steph always tells me
No,
that
but I think-
Kristen will always stand by Blues Travelers.
Won't?
You've seen them like 15 times. How many times have you seen Blues Travelers?
One
You're on the
time.
record. You're on the
Kristen
record, by the way.
followed an entire Blues Traveler tour.
Shut
saw
up,
them
Jeremy.
in all 50 states.
Man,
We've all seen the tattoo, Kristen.
Yeah.
The blues head.
Just
Blue.
it's just a harmonica.
You guys remember when I disappeared
That's-
for 2 years of my life?
A harmonica on the neck.
I like to think that Kristen has a harmonica vest on right now.
I have all the
Like-
time.
Does anyone
Kristen.
else remember, like, when I was it must have been like elementary school, 4th or 5th grade, but there was like a war. You were either Boys to Men or, rock. Like,
Really? They
you
got
had
that
to pick
intense.
side.
What a
did
simpler
you grow
time.
up?
What a simpler time when we weren't actually at war, which hasn't happened in 20 years. What a beautiful time. That sounds wonderful. But yeah, Kristen, jump in on that one. What do you feel?
Boys to Men or rock?
I think it must have been the grunge movement. I just
Can you give me a little
remember-
bit more, Jeremy?
No,
I mean, there's always been this
skating on
that
thin
kind of
ice here.
raucous thing. I think hadn't really.
Oh, he's
come to
petering
the
out.
fore
He's
at the-
Was
petering
it
out.
Boys,
He's out of gas.
Boys to Men versus Pearl Jam?
Yeah, it was
Perhaps.
like yeah, exactly. That's what I think it was. It was like Pearl Jam and Nirvana or Boys to Men.
This has echoes of like the wars of junior high school, which are like, are you preppy or are you punk? Or are you blah blah? Are you blah? Are you?
And by the way, the real question is Nirvana versus Weird Al, and it's Weird Al. So.
True.
Oh my god.
Weird
Stephanie, wait. Stephanie just reminded me I have seen Blues Traveler twice, which I fucking forgot.
Bullshit.
Oh my God, okay.
Convenient
But both
forgetting.
times- but
It's like
here's
the
why,
Born
is because-
Identity, but the Born Blues Travelers. That's
no,
fucking
but you're bringing me
Kristen
to the point
Everson.
is I've never paid for it because I used to travel for my job in the ski industry, and they'd send me to places where there was like resorts that had people that would pay Blues Traveler to come and play at the resort. And
Sorry.
people would pay for that, but I would go for free.
Hey, that's a sweet gig. Like to be in a band that.
So you were a blues traveler, literally.
Oh my
That's pretty
God.
amazing.
was.
Oh my God. Great point, Clayton. But
I'm glad
Kristen,
I got that tattoo
Kristen,
then. That made a
I
lot
will
of sense
pay.
to do that.
If whatever I have to do to get the money to be like the sequel to the Born Identities would be the Born Blues Travelers, where Kristen slowly remembers all the times she saw the Blues Travelers, and she just has day after day like, oh my God, I saw him then. Oh my God! And he brought out his half note G harmonica.
It's like Memento. She wakes up and she has a
It's like
harmonica.
raining all over me.
She has a harmonica like.
Oh my God!
This harmonica tattoos. all over my
Memento
arm.
vest where she has like a taped like every
The
harmonica
Gorge
she
in
pulls out.
'93. What the hell?
Horde Fest '95.
All right, Rob.
John Popper
Rob,
was
you
here.
can't be on the Zoom if you're not finding this funny. You can't be this bored on the Zoom, Rob. Okay, clear first and foremost. Okay.
Rob's gonna pull a resume of the other night.
Rob
He just
almost fell asleep because of the Blues Traveler goofs that we were doing.
Rob fell asleep on the Zoom. That's amazing.
That happened. It was like 3
We're not talking about that, Rob. I'm not trying to
sorry,
make fun
Rob,
of you about
sorry.
that stuff. Kristen,
I love that.
Jeremy, do you have any more really insightful questions for Kristen about Kristen about the fucking boy bands?
I feel like that was some quality content.
Great job. Thank you, Jeremy. Really funny stuff. Kristen, what do you feel right now on the Limp Bizkit crew, to be a part of the Limp Bizkit crew? Rob Barely Awake. What's it like to be on this?
I feel like I'm really part of something bigger than myself.
A movement.
You know?
A movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've definitely made it a better place. I really appreciate you
You
coming
brought up
on.
earbuds. You brought all of the stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, Chris, did you listen
Bring
to
the cat. Put the cat back on.
Oh, yeah. Ryan only cares about.
Oh,
Kristen,
look at him.
did you listen to any of the show? Did you jump in just at the very end?
And jumped in immediately.
Do you have strong feelings on your favorite band or music of 2009? That's what we were covering earlier.
I'm really bad at remembering what I was listening to.
Thank you, Kristen, for being on the show. We love having you here. It's always a pleasure to have you here, be a part of the Limp Bizkit.
What did y'all say? Give me something here.
Well, that was the year of Animal Collective, Merriweather, Post Pavilion. That was Dirty Projectors.
That was a good year.
That was a good year.
Oh, that's
Dirty
a great point.
Projectors,
Okay, wait.
Mm-hmm. There was some yeahs happening for show.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you? Where were boy bands at in 2009? Do you have any memories?
I was past that.
It was Justin Bieber. That's why I was playing that in the. I do that little montage of.
Biebs was starting to rise.
That was the rise of Biebs. Was 2009. Did you ever listen to those records, Kristen? What's going on there?
No.
There was no 2009 Blues Traveler album, but there was a 2008 one called North
2009
Hollywood
was a
Shootout.
dark year for me. That was the year I moved to Maine.
Kristen-
so I didn't listen to any music that whole year.
Kristen,
Except for
can you
shanty
go?
music?
Oh, anti-music.
Shanty.
Oh, like or funeral dirges.
Yeah, like in Maine. That's what you listen to in Maine.
Stephen King books on tape.
In Maine is the only song
There.
allowed. Lobster Rock.
Rock.
Hey, that's good, bud. That's a good
Can't take
one.
Schleg seriously anymore now that he has no hair.
You used to take Schleg seriously?
Yeah, for years, Jeremy. That's why I am the way I am. It's not good.
Here's the thing: is I've never not taken Schlegel seriously.
I take Schlegel very seriously.
I'm glad you guys do. It's hard.
If he ever gets a sense of humor,
That's where
I
you got to
would
watch
love it.
out. You got to watch out once I finally figure out jokes.
tell a joke sometime.
It's complicated, you guys. I've looked at it. I've listened to all of the Sam Kinison albums, and I just wanted to figure out what humor was, and I never quite figured it out. It is now 12. Oh, Jesus
Uh-oh.
Christ.
It's the time to-
12:44 on the East Coast, 10:44 on Mountain Standard Time. We have gone 44 minutes after the Limp Bizkit crew usually starts. I'm going to keep the thread going. Okay, we're just everyone, please keep talking. I have to exit, go to the or out of the studio. It's going to be too crazy.
Are you bringing down the YouTube so we're offline?
We're going to take down the YouTube, but I want the chat to keep going. If you want to join, if you're still who's listening, there's still people listening. If anyone, the Zoom.
Wait, there's 6 people on the chat. You got to count that.
People actually listen to this?
No, we pay a lot
God.
of people.
Wow.
We put the Zoom. If you're look at the YouTube chat, if you want to join the Zoom, more the merrier. We hang out for the.
Wait, I'm just seeing in the chat that John. Wait, John Popper's dead?
Who?
Sorry, I'm just learning this in the singer for Blues Traveler.
Well, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
Tim is saying that in the YouTube chat.
Guys, I gotta go.
No, Kristen. no
Kristen.
vigil. No vigil. He's still alive. What the fuck you talking about?
You're gonna
Tim
start.
Roberts?
Wait, you're gonna see. You have to go consult Wikipedia.
No, I have to go start lighting some candles.
He's still very much
he's still alive.
Those harmonicas are breathing through beautifully. This is
He lost a lot of weight too, guys. Like he is like looking real trim.
So half of him is gone.
He's looking real good.
Real trim with that harmonica life.
More
So
like
he's half gone from this planet.
Thank you for riffing on my joke.
like
Thank
that,
you.
buddy. That was really funny. Everybody, oh Jesus Christ, we are gonna end.
Thank you, Tim, for that
Thank you,
terrible news. That was a lie.
But it was a total. This
Very
is
irresponsible to spread those rumors on a
Yeah, do some Googling first.
across
please.
a very popular platform.
All right. This is the end of the actual show. This has been a wonderful. I'm so glad to have Rob back.
The broadcast time.
I'm so glad to. Oh shit, Tim Roberts is coming in. Tim, you're going to be on the end of this. Kristen, please come back. The show got so much better once you showed up. Jeremy's been snoozing the whole night. He's trying to take down the Vertical Diner because he got a bad vegan sandwich there a month ago, so he's trying to take that down. Rob barely can stay awake.
Tim's trying to jump in with clarification.
Oh, Tim, go ahead.
I thought he was dead because he's pretty overweight.
Oh my god, you're just
That's
making
some
assumptions.
bullshit. You Tim, what the fuck is that shit? Tim's
If he
just
was
like,
fat in the
"Ooh."
90s, he's probably dead
He
by
played
now.
the
Yeah.
odds. He played the odds. He's like, he's dead.
The
He's
odds
definitely
of
dead.
2009 was when John Popper died, and we were talking about that.
Look, name one other public figure who was fat in the 90s who's alive now.
Rush
One.
Limbaugh.
Just one.
Louis Anderson's all right, everybody. This has been a wonderful edition of Polyester Blend / Limp Bizkit Crew. Do not end the Zoom. Final thoughts, really quickly. Kristen, final thoughts on being a part of the Limp Bizkit Crew. What are your final thoughts on the Limp Bizkit Crew?
Hot dog water for life.
Hot dog water for life. You hear that all the time. Tim, final thoughts on being so wrong about the guy from Blues Traveler.
I just want to apologize to John Popper.
Very true.
Directly. He's definitely listening.
Rob, final thoughts on being awake during the show.
Fake news.
Sorry, what now?
Final thoughts on being awake during the show. What's it like to be awake listening to the show?
It's fine.
Thank you, Rob. Jeremy, final thoughts on 2009
Enthusiastic,
Limp Bizkit Crew. You did a great job. You
usual.
spread the gospel on the Pokemon Go. What was your final thoughts on the show tonight? Jeremy.
My final thought is Sarah never sent me a friend request or accepted the one I sent her.
Oof.
So,
Shots fired.
I hope she's still watching and gets that together.
Okay, we'll listen to that. We'll hear more
I'll let her
about
know
that
is
on the line.
unacceptable.
Ryan Bradford, final thoughts. Ryan
I've got
Bradford.
good shit to trade.
All right, calm down, Jeremy. Final thoughts, Ryan Bradford.
Just thank God for John Popper. Thank God for John Popper.
Right.
Thank
He's
God.
the
for Blues
only
Traveler.
example of a good blowhard. All right, everybody.
Oh, wow. You're not going to ask me about my final thoughts, sir?
I'm getting to this. I just built it up. I built it up.
I thought you were closing. I'm
Clay,
sorry.
final thoughts on a 2009 a week. Beautiful kitty, by the way, isn't it? A hard week because we need to make sure that
how am I supposed to compete?
there's systematic change that needs to happen in our society. It's clearly that we are at a breaking point. We covered that in the beginning. We covered 2009. Clay, I love you. What are you thinking?
Thinking it was I had a beautiful weekend out in the desert. It was nice to come back to this show and have you cue it up perfectly with what needs to be not said, but needs to be listened to.
Great point.
So that was nice. Fun
Not the
night,
point
everyone.
about me, but the point about the show.
The music was a really fun. I thought everyone's picks were solid tonight, and I really had a fun time listening to the tune.
2009 was a great year.
It really was.
When the fucking conglomerates weren't coming down on us, though, man, we got kicked off the internet a couple times tonight. We need to worry about that.
All we're trying to do is give them more fucking people to listen to their goddamn music that came out 11 years ago. Fuck you. Your shit time is over. We're here to help. We are.
And with that,
Don't. I'm leaving the chat, but you guys keep talking. I'm going to come right back. I just have to go outside. I'm leaving the. I'm going to. Clay, you're in charge. Be in charge, all right? Everybody, this is Polyester Blend. We do this every Monday at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and then we do the Limp Bizkit Crew after. We went very late tonight. I love you all. We need to change the world, clearly. We are here to talk and just hang out while you're figuring things out. Please be safe. Please wear a mask. Let's try to minimize the suffering for everybody. And we will be back next week for another edition of Polyester Blend. My name is Ryan Schlegel. I love you all.